was having a big ceiling leak. It's Friday, September 19th. Today, walking out because of the wait, the number of patients giving up before seeing a doctor in hospital waiting rooms. New details on a federal housing project, the site Ottawa has selected for our share of the plan to build a new affordable home. And later, a big win for a small town, the prize that's changing lives in a Quebec village. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Friday. We made it. We're finally here. It just felt like a really long week here at Your Morning Winnipeg, but we're so glad the weekend is here. And if you're a Jets fan, you'll be glad too, because the Jets FanFest is happening tomorrow, and it's early. You'll get to see the players. You'll get to see all kinds of fun things, really cool things. Maybe even have some, there's a slide there for the kids. It's just really a great day. And that's where Ainsley is live this morning. She's going to break it down for us and tell us exactly what's happening. Some of these activities are outside. So what kind of weather can we expect this weekend? We are here. Finally.
Yeah, okay, so we made it to the weekend. This is what we always get excited about. What's the weekend weather going to be like? Rainy.
Oh, no.
Starting today, yeah, and it's going to continue. I mean, it's been dry, though. Like, we haven't had a lot of precipitation. We do need it, but yeah, timed out, Mother Nature. Anyway, let's take a look. All right, 15 degrees, and the rain hasn't started just yet. We've got winds out of the east-northeast. They're 10 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling, and the humidity is sitting at 88%. Now, that rain is hitting in some areas already, like through southwestern Manitoba. We're just not seeing it at the moment in Winnipeg. There was a little bit of shower activity earlier on, but it has tapered off only momentarily. I promise you there is plenty more to come, and you'll see that looking at the future cast. So for northern Manitoba, it's going to be a beautiful, bright and sunny day. Mother Nature certainly got your timing right. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend all across northern Manitoba. But yes, here through southern Manitoba, rain to begin in the southwest. It'll only be a matter of time before we're starting to see that through southeastern Manitoba. Later on this morning or midday, the showers begin, or rain, probably some steady rain. 10 to 15 millimeters is what Environment Canada is expecting, and it just continues on. There's supper time tonight that I've stopped it, and you can see it's still very active, especially over the southeast. That's where the bulk of this rain will be falling, is southeastern Manitoba. Tomorrow, Saturday, it starts to push up into parts of east central Manitoba, into parts of northwestern Ontario as well. But again, still is really the southeastern corner that seems to be getting the worst of this. Eventually there will be that clearing. That'll happen later Saturday for the western folks. Here in the east, it might take until Sunday before we're starting to see some of that clearing. And even that, it'll just begin. Still some heavier clouds on Sunday, and then a little more sunshine expected. 17 degrees, that's normal for this time of year and where we'll be for the next couple of days, but we'll be on the rise as the sunshine returns later this weekend.
Terry, thousands of Manitoba patients are leaving emergency departments before they're even seen by a doctor. And the reason they're walking out is because they're waiting too long. A new national report shows the number of patients giving up in hospital waiting rooms is well above the national average. That story now from CTV's Jeff Keel.
A couple of weeks ago, Mona Turcotte's relative was feeling faint, so she came to the emergency room at Health Sciences Centre.
And then she was put in the waiting room, and she was waiting and waiting until she was not feeling well anymore.
The wait was too much for her family member. She gave up and went home without seeing someone.
It's not fair to be ill and not be able to get the help that you need when you need it.
It appears she isn't alone. The Montreal Economic Institute, a public policy think tank, says it gathered records from provinces and health authorities and found in 2024 there were 456,000 patient visits to Manitoba ERs. Of those, more than 60,000 walked away without receiving treatment, or 13.2%, higher than the national average of 7.8%.
The situation is worse in Manitoba than the national average.
The Institute says this is an issue across the country. The demand for health care is growing because of a growing and aging population.
A larger proportion of the population needs health care, as well as struggles, increasing struggles to get access to care, primary care being one of them, and also the shortage of healthcare workers.
In response, Shared Health says a lower wait time team has been working to improve the system. Hundreds of staff and beds have been added, plus new extended hour and minor injury clinics have opened. The challenges facing emergency and urgent care have built up over years and cannot be solved overnight. But with more staffed beds, expanded community care, new diagnostic and surgical capacity, and the focused work of the lower wait times team, we are laying the groundwork for lasting change. The research did show the majority of those leaving the ER are considered semi or non-urgent cases, but patients often return to the ER because the symptoms get worse when left untreated. That's what happened to Mona Turcotte's relative. She's been admitted to HSC after coming this time by ambulance.
Now she's in because she was passing out at home.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Another hospital is the site of a potential measles exposure. The province has issued a warning for anyone who was at Bethesda Regional Health Centre emergency room in Steinbach on September 13th from 1:45 p.m. to 8:50 p.m. It's encouraging anyone there during that time to monitor for symptoms for the next 3 weeks and check their vaccination status. Prime Minister Mark Carney will wrap up his visit to Mexico today after signing a strategic partnership on trade.
We're beginning a new era of elevated cooperation with a comprehensive strategic partnership.
Carney and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum met in Mexico City yesterday, agreeing to deepen trade ties and partner up on building infrastructure like ports, rail lines, and energy corridors. The pact won't affect the current Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade deal, with Carney saying it will complement CUSMA. The deal also includes $9.9 million for UN-led programs on drug control and migrant integration. The move comes as both countries deal with U.S. President Donald Trump's unpredictable trade war ahead of next year's renegotiation of CUSMA. Winnipeg's mayor says some of the federal government's NATO spending should come right here to the city. Scott Gillingham says Winnipeg already hosts some critical military infrastructure, such as 17 Wing and 2 Royal Canadian Air Force headquarters. He believes there's an opportunity to select Winnipeg as a hub for expanded federal defense operations. And as part of that expansion, he suggests Ottawa help finance key infrastructure projects such as Route 90 and the North End Water Pollution Control Centre. The UN says more than 250,000 people have been forced to flee Gaza City in the past month as Israel pushes on with its new offensive. This comes as a UN official says new waves of mass displacement are underway, with 60,000 people fleeing the area in just 72 hours earlier this week. Israeli forces continue to order residents to head south as they attack. Many are reluctant to leave because of the dangers along the way and a lack of food. Israel says taking control of Gaza City is part of its plans to defeat Hamas. Meanwhile, 2 Israeli soldiers were killed in a shooting and a stabbing at the West Bank and Jordan border. Ontario's police chiefs are now voicing their support for speed cameras in response to the province's premier threatening to scrap them. The Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police says speed cameras are effective, freeing up resources for other public safety priorities. The group is urging municipalities to use the cameras strategically to support other road safety measures. The recommendation comes after Ontario Premier Doug Ford called the cameras a cash grab and warned municipalities if they don't get rid of them on their own, his government will. This all comes as 3 more speed cameras in Toronto were vandalized, and just last week 16 of the cameras were cut down. Here's a look at some of the damage. Police say the 3 most recent incidents remain under investigation. The Canadian Screen Awards have announced a major change in their eligibility rules for next year. The awards recognize the country's top talent in the film, television, and digital sectors. The Academy of Canadian Cinema and Television announced that as of its 2026 awards, nominees will only be eligible if they hold Canadian citizenship or permanent residency. Screen Actors Union ACTRA welcomed the move at what it called a time when Canada's cultural sovereignty is under pressure. It was a busy night Thursday in Winnipeg for varsity football. 14 high schools took to the field, including at St. John's High School, where the Tigers hosted the Dryden Eagles. Dryden won the matchup 32-14. Also in the field, Sisler High School winning 43-20 against Portage La Prairie. Kelvin High School beating Miles Mac 11-6. Dakota Collegiate winning 57-25 against Daniel McIntyre. Vincent Massey Collegiate shutting out Steinbach 40-0. And West Kildonan won 28-14 against Murdoch McKay. And here's a look now what's going on in traffic along Portage at Polo Park. Looks like a smooth drive so far this Friday morning. If you have any traffic tips or updates to share, text them to us at 10400. Let's go down to Ainsley McPhail, who is telling us all about the Winnipeg Jets FanFest that is happening tomorrow. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. Yeah, it might look like I'm standing in an empty arena right now, but I assure you tomorrow to be full with everything from activations to the Jets dog. You can even take a shot on Mickey Moose. Now, we're going to be chatting with Scott Arneal coming up at 7:27, and we're also going to be chatting with the folks about the game presentation, about what else you can expect here, including the morning skate, and they're urging people who are coming to come early for that. So it's 10 a.m. tomorrow, and you can see your Winnipeg Jets. There's a lot of behind the scenes that it takes to put on a game and to even put on a season. So we'll be telling you all about that throughout the morning. Go Jets, go.
Go Jets, go indeed. Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's new flowers, Terry.
Right? My fall mums. I think that's what they're called. I remember asking about these types of flowers last year, so
They're
it's
gorgeous.
nice. A couple of big sunny globes out here because we're not going to be seeing much sunshine courtesy of Mother Nature. Not today, not for the next couple of days, in fact. They really do hide my rain gauge, but I just checked. Not much fell last night. I was saying that there was like a little bit. I noticed just a couple of speckles. Even on my walk yesterday, a couple of like raindrops fell on me, but not enough to add anything to my rain gauge itself. But today, we'll wait for it. That thing is going to be filling up. All right, as far as the temperatures go this morning, it's an above seasonal start once again. 15 degrees at the moment with east-northeast winds at 10 clicks. The winds will stay on the lighter side. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 88%. Those temperatures, they're already, like I said, well above seasonal, but it'll be the lack of gains that we make today that keep us just barely on par with what is normal for this time of year. The heavier clouds will linger, and then, yes, the rain is coming for southern and central Manitoba. I mean, southern Manitoba, today we'll see it. Parts of east central Manitoba may start to see some of that as we continue on into the weekend. But for northern Manitoba, I was saying this is going to have to be our sunshine here in the south. No, northern Manitoba, you get to enjoy that sunshine today, tomorrow, into the weekend is going to be a beautiful start for you. Temperatures there above seasonal as well, and we'll get back to above seasonal temperatures as we're wrapping up the weekend with plenty of sunshine for us in the south to continue well into next week. We're taking a break right now, but stick around. We'll be coming back with your morning.
Weather is brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
Good morning, it is 6:15. We're learning more about the federal government's plan to build thousands of new homes across the country. Here in Winnipeg, Ottawa has selected Nawi-Odena, which is the former site of the Kapyong Barracks, as a site for our share of the housing. A spokesperson for Housing Infrastructure and Communities Canada says it has prioritized a portion of Nawi-Odena from factory-built housing. The federal government plans to spend $13 billion to speed up affordable home building. The new agency will prioritize the use of factory-built modular homes, which Ottawa believes will accelerate delivery, reduce costs, and improve sustainability. More details about next steps are expected in the coming weeks. Some sadness in Happy Land after crews began demolishing a community pool.
We're heartbroken, saddened. A lot of people have been phoning. They've actually been crying.
A backhoe began tearing down the structure at Happy Land Pool in St. Boniface Thursday. The City of Winnipeg closed the pool in 2023 because of low attendance and the costly repairs needed. A community effort raised more than $70,000 to keep the pool open, but the city said the cash fell well short of what was needed. Protesters gathered at the demolition site saying the community is losing a valuable asset.
This is a perfectly good pool. There was nothing wrong with it. We offered to pay for the operating costs and the city turned it down. So they're wasting our taxpayers' money by demolishing the pool and spending probably a couple of $100,000 to demolish it on top of not keeping the pool.
The city is shifting away from maintaining smaller community pools to build larger regional aquatic facilities. A record-setting 164 more physicians are practicing in Manitoba as of this spring than they were a year earlier. That's according to the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Manitoba, which released its annual report Thursday. According to Doctors Manitoba, that net gain eclipses last year's record by about 30. However, it's raising concerns about the number of physicians increasingly being recruited from outside Manitoba, while grads from within the province making up less than a quarter of the new physicians. The data for the report was compiled at the end of April. Clearing your driveway of snow this winter could put a big chill on your wallet. Tariffs are driving up the price of snowblowers and other equipment. By how much? CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has been doing the math.
Lawnmowers, snowblowers, trailers, many of these items are becoming more expensive.
Because we sell products that are made of steel and aluminum, quite a bit of that in the componentry of the equipment.
Most of these machines are produced south of the border, but they are made with steel and aluminum parts from Canada, which are subject to a 25% import tariff by the U.S. Store owner Derek Forgeron says some of that cost will be passed on to consumers.
Are starting to come up around 10%.
Anticipating possible supply chain issues brought on by tariffs, Derek Forgeron has stockpiled tools, equipment, and machinery. By doing that, Forgeron has put financial strain on his company. If it all leads to more price increases, he's worried it could drive customers away.
There's always that fear when prices rise that you're going to have a consumer not spend because they just can't afford it for whatever reason or can't justify it.
Dalhousie University professor Dan Shaw says tariffs have caused price instability, confusion, and fear.
Customers have reference prices in their head for what they're going to pay for different products.
And as prices continue to climb because of tariffs, Shaw says customers may choose to be more careful and spend less. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Avril Lavigne is behind a new complicated drink. She's launched her first official wine in collaboration with Banshee Wines. Of course, it's called Complicated. It's a limited edition Pinot Noir described as light, velvety, and layered with notes of cherry and raspberry. It's available exclusively on the Banshee Wines website for $30 while supplies last. And some road closures to remind you about this morning. McGillivray Boulevard will be closed starting today from Pembina to Beaumont Street. Memorial Boulevard is also being closed off from Broadway to York. Both closures are expected to run through Monday. If you have any traffic tips or updates to share, text them to us at 10400.
Looking through the Bath Fitter Live Eye, Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. 7:10, 1 minute later than yesterday is when we can finally expect to see the sun rising, although very similar to yesterday, we're not going to be seeing much of that sunshine, and that's because of the heavier clouds that are going to be out there. Not just today, but for the next couple of days, we're probably not going to be seeing the sun. Not here in southern Manitoba. Northern Manitoba, you will luck in. But when I show you the temperatures, whew, what a difference these clouds make. They provide a little layer of insulation, keeping the temperatures well above seasonal. When 5 degrees would be a normal low temperature, most of us, well, here in Winnipeg, 15 degrees, but most of us are in the mid-teens, or at least in the double digits along that southwestern border where there's already a little bit of precipitation. The lack of clouds makes things a whole lot colder. Look at Thompson, 1 degree to kick off your morning. The Paw is coming in at 5, 7 in Gillam. Other places are at least in the double digits this morning. Here's a look at the satellite image and that precipitation that I was talking about through the southwestern part of the province. More to come from south of the border, and many of us across southern Manitoba can expect to be in the path of those showers or straight up rain for later today. It will be pretty steady and intense at times. Environment Canada is saying 10 to 15 millimeters possibly. 15 degrees as the kids are getting to class this morning. Noontime temps 17. That's pretty much where we'll hold steady into the afternoon, but 17 is in fact normal for this time of year, so hard to complain about that. And honestly, it's hard to complain about the rain. It's been a couple of days and it's dry. It's just the timing of it isn't ideal as we're moving into the weekend, but it will in fact last overnight and into Saturday as well. The heavier clouds Sunday begin to break up, clear out a little bit, and we'll get a little more warmth and then increasing amounts of warmth as we continue on through a very sunny next week. Lack of sunshine, but it did make for a stunning photo out here in the fog at Matlock. Thanks to Brenda for the photo. Keep the pictures coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. We're taking a break right now, but stick around. We'll be back with your morning.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. Maybe a dream vacation, some home renos, paying off some bills. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is bank. Head to the contest page on ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word bank with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Winnipeg's $20,000 giveaway. Good luck. This woman's podcast may make you hungry, it may put you to sleep, or it may make you do both.
Basil, cherry tomatoes, cremini mushrooms. When I tell people, I read menus to put people to sleep, they're like, that's crazy. And I'm like, I know, but it works.
Julie Gauthier is a restaurant menu collector, and she puts that collection to good use. She reads menus for a sleep podcast. Her friends have told her for some time that she has a soothing voice, and her many listeners would agree. The Pepperoni Dreams podcast even was recognized as one of the top podcasts by The Guardian. You may have noticed a new kind of watercraft on lakes and rivers while cottaging this summer. It's called a Sea-Doo Switch. It's a new type of boat that combines the power of a Sea-Doo with the attributes of a pontoon boat. But a safety recall has raised some concerns. CTV's Pat Foran explains.
They are one of the latest designs for fun on the water, the Sea-Doo Switch. It has the power of a Sea-Doo and the seating arrangement of a pontoon boat. Marcus Hurl of St. Isidore says he wanted something fun to use with his children and grandchildren.
We wanted to have something that's family-oriented. They presented us with the Sea-Doo Switch.
Hurl says he was out on the St. Lawrence River this summer. There were 3 adults and 3 children under the age of 3. When another boat passed by, he says his Sea-Doo Switch started taking on water.
It was like a scoop that was scooping up water into the boat.
He feared for his grandchildren's safety and was worried the boat might capsize.
The rear end of the boat was now coming up out of the water. 2 of our grandchildren were swimming in the water from there at that point because the front end was submerged.
Hurl says he was able to get the boat to shore, but he says research showed there had been other cases of Sea-Doo switches flipping over. Bombardier Recreational Products issued a safety recall earlier this year and said overloading the front of the boat could result in serious injury or death. It also released a safety video.
Do not allow passengers to sit or gather at the front of the boat that would overload the bow. It may result in the boat nosediving, leading to capsizing.
Hurl believes the safety recall and warnings don't go far enough.
They have not solved the issue with that boat.
When CTV News reached out to Bombardier, a spokesperson said, "Our riders' safety is our top priority, and we are committed to providing products that are safe and in compliance with all applicable laws and regulations." In Canada, the Sea-Doo Switch watercrafts comply with small vessel regulations and construction standards regarding flotation tests and weight capacity. Hurl says the boat cost over $60,000, and he wants to return it, saying he doesn't feel safe using it with his family.
Nobody will ever go on that boat again.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Oh, it's Friday and we're feeling good in here today, and it's feeling pretty good outside temperature-wise anyway. We are well above seasonal, 10 degrees in fact. At 15 degrees, a normal low would be 5. There are some heavier clouds hanging around outside, but the wind's very light, just 10 clicks out of the east-northeast. The pressure is falling. The humidity is sitting at 88%. With those extra clouds, there will be some precipitation. Now, I really zoomed out our satellite image to show much of what's happening south of the international border, because it's all through the Dakotas that you're going to be seeing the precipitation, Minnesota area, pardon me, what we're seeing right now through southern Manitoba is really just into the southwest and just beginning to move up into parts of the southeast. For northern Manitoba today, you've got clear sunny conditions, but it will be southern Manitoba. But what I wanted to show you was how much more of this there is and how long it's going to last, because it's not just a today thing. It will begin today. 17 degrees is where we're headed today, which, by the way, is a normal daytime high. And then overnight, the rain will continue, dropping down to 14 degrees. Still, we're going to be well above seasonal with those overnight lows. It's our daytime highs that are just barely getting back up to what is normal for this time of year. Another day tomorrow of about 17. But then after that, it starts to clear out. So we've got a couple of soggy days, and then the rain will taper off. The sun will make an appearance by Sunday, and then we'll see increasing amounts of sunshine as we continue on through next week. And not just increasing sunshine, increasing temperatures up into the mid-20s pretty much as far as we can see.
Thank you, Terry. 13 people are charged after Winnipeg police dismantled a pair of drug trafficking rings. One investigation, which police called Project Callus, ran between May and October of last year. Officers targeted a group of mobile drug traffickers selling drugs at street level, including a substance known as cheetah, a mix of heroin and methamphetamine. Police searched 3 homes in Winnipeg and 1 in West St. Paul. About $60,000 worth of heroin and methamphetamine was found. 7 people were arrested and charged with multiple drug trafficking related offenses. Project Black Dragon started in June. According to police, it involved a new group of people who took over the operation that was dismantled in Project Callus. Police searched 2 Winnipeg homes and several vehicles and found more than 800 grams of cheetah with an estimated street value of $168,000. 6 people were charged with multiple drug trafficking offenses. Officers with the Manitoba First Nations Police Service will soon be wearing body cameras.
The goal is transparency, safety, and accountability for both public and our officers.
It's the first time the police service is using body-worn cameras. The force says the devices provide accurate and objective records of interactions between officers and community members. Officers are now getting trained on how to use the devices responsibly and effectively, along with cultural respect. The move will begin with officers in Opaskwayak Cree Nation. The cameras will then be rolled out in other First Nations over the next few months. Under attack by Donald Trump's tariffs, Canada and Mexico presented a united front, agreeing to deepen economic and security ties. CTV's Judy Trin has the details on the deal from Mexico City.
Targeted by tariffs, the Prime Minister and Mexico's President, Claudia Sheinbaum, are standing together as Donald Trump begins to unravel CUSMA, the existing North American trade agreement.
Of course, we are going to cooperate directly as we always have. USMCA is strength together.
As the U.S. consults Americans on what to renegotiate, Mark Carney and Sheinbaum signed a strategic partnership to prioritize the development of long-term infrastructure like ports, rail, and energy corridors. They'll work closer together to combat transnational organized crime and fight drugs and human trafficking. Meanwhile, in Halifax, the U.S. ambassador accused Canada of walking away from a grand deal outside of CUSMA. It encompassed defense, autos, steel, critical minerals, and AI.
Okay, but in terms of a, as a president would probably say, one big, beautiful deal, an agreement, right now it looks like that's not on the table.
Until this point, that bigger deal that's in the interest not just of the United States, but in the interest of the Canadian people is not on the table. But it's still possible.
Canada has dropped most of its counter tariffs against the U.S., while Mexico didn't retaliate. Both Carney and Sheinbaum hope that the ties they forge here will put them in a stronger negotiating position when the Continental Trade Agreement expires next year.
The U.S., which has blamed Canada for failing to curb the flow of fentanyl into the U.S., is now claiming Canada was responsible for another unwanted export.
Since becoming director, there's been a sharp decrease of border crossings for known or suspected terrorists from the southern border. But unfortunately, there has been a sharp increase of known or suspected terrorists entering through our northern border. And so what I'm trying to do is work with our northern border states and our interagency to tackle that problem. Other than what
FBI Director Kash Patel made the comments in a congressional hearing. CTV News asked the FBI to back up the claims, but in an email, the agency said it had nothing to add to Patel's congressional testimony. The UK's top spy agency, MI6, is launching a new online portal on the dark web to entice new recruits, especially from Russia. Called the Silent Courier, this new secure messaging platform will allow anyone from anywhere in the world to privately contact the spy agency with any information relating to terrorism or intelligence. The platform aims to strengthen national security by making it easier to recruit potential agents. The portal opens today with instructions on MI6 verified YouTube channel. An Italian race car driver broke his 7th world record, racing to the title of fastest driver on the deck of a ship. Fabio Barone reached 164 kilometers per hour as he soared across the 236-meter flight deck of the Navy vessel, smashing his previous record of 152 kilometers per hour set just last year. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers pay a visit to Ottawa tomorrow afternoon to face the Red Blacks. The Bombers hope to snap a 3-game losing skid and improve their 6-7 record. Ottawa sits right now at 4-9. Their last encounter in Winnipeg during Week 11 ended with the Bombers on top, 30-27. Winnipeg QB Zach Caleros was in full gear at practice on Tuesday, but his level of participation remained unclear. The 37-year-old quarterback missed the team's 32-21 loss to the Hamilton Tiger Cats on September 12th. Game time tomorrow is 2 p.m. Manitoba time on TSN. Here's a look at what's happening now in traffic at Confusion Corner. Things are picking up here, as you can see. The streets are a little bit rain covered. If you have any traffic tips or updates to share with us, please text them to us at 10400. And here's the look now at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.39. The provincial average is slightly lower at $1.31. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.30, and the lowest price in the city is $1.24. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Coming up, we're live at the Winnipeg Jets FanFest. Stay with us for more on how you can get involved.
Weather is brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
So I left home today, and almost immediately as soon as I had left, I was like, oof, I forgot my umbrella. This is my warning to you. Don't forget your umbrella. You're likely to need it today, and today will be kind of the day that you can actually use an umbrella. A, because it's going to rain, but also the winds aren't expected to be too strong today, so you might not be wrestling with that umbrella the same way you would on those gusty days. 15 degrees is where we're sitting right now. Just some heavier clouds. I'm obviously not needing the rain or the umbrella just yet, as the rain hasn't started here in Winnipeg. The winds are light out of the east-northeast, just 10 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling, and the humidity is sitting at 88%. But we have been watching on the satellite image the rain moving through parts of southwestern Manitoba, and just 10 minutes ago I was showing you on the satellite image where it is south of the border and how much we're going to be seeing today. Environment Canada is giving us a heads up of 10 to 15 millimeters. So expected to begin later this morning or midday, continuing through the afternoon, overnight, and still through Saturday. Meanwhile, northern Manitoba, beautiful conditions for you to kick off the weekend. Plenty of sunshine, and those temperatures will be quite pleasant as well. Here in the south, seasonal temps for today and tomorrow around 17 degrees, but it will be warming up as we're wrapping up the weekend with plenty more sunshine ahead into next week. It's time to check in with Ainsley now, see what's going on and where you're at this morning, Ainsley.
Terry, Winnipeg Jets FanFest. So many experiences for people to kick off the season. Corey Harnum joins us now to tell us all about it.
Good morning.
Good morning. What can people expect?
Well, we're sold out. That's the biggest thing. It's the first time in the history of FanFest, so if you don't have a ticket yet, unfortunately, you won't have space for you. But if you do have a ticket, encourage you to come down. It's rain or shine. I know the weather's not looking too great this weekend, but there's lots to do indoors and outdoors. Yeah, there's lots going on the stage. There'll be some programming, interviews with our coaches and players, both on the Jets and the Moose side. As well, if you have a ticket, there's 2 ice sessions that fans can take in. So if they're looking to do that, those lineups and the rinks fill up pretty fast. So I'd encourage them to get in line right away if they're looking to do that. And then, yeah, we got some cultural performances, some inflatables, contests, a lot of prizing to be given away and enter to win. Food, concessions, anything you think of. Yeah, it's our 15th season for the Winnipeg Jets 2.0, so we're looking to kick it off with a bang.
I was saying earlier, what's a Jets dog? And then she says, it's just a really big hot dog. I'm like, I can handle that. That's awesome. When it comes to the fan experience, the interaction with players and coaches, that doesn't happen every day. So is that one of the most exciting things? What do people really like about it?
I think it is. And, you know, here at Hockey for All, it's a different interaction area. You know, our players there's 4 rink pads here. Well, 2 will be used this weekend. So players are coming and going from one rink to the other. So you can get you know, fans are getting up close and personal, and they're also able to watch the practice, which you wouldn't normally be able to downtown. So the experience out here is different, in all the best ways. But yeah, and it's, like I said, kicking off the season, the players are excited to be back. They're back on the ice with their teammates, getting ready for another season, and the fans are building the excitement around them.
Mm-hmm. And for longtime fans, alumni too. Stick with us throughout the morning. This is Your Morning Winnipeg.
Looking at the early markets, the Dow Jones trending down in early trading. The NASDAQ and S&P index are up overnight. The loonie is trading lower at 72.40 cents U.S. The Hang Seng is flat. The Nikkei index is down 257 points. Good morning. It is 6:47. Premier Wamkanu says the province is intervening in a Supreme Court case regarding Quebec's use of the notwithstanding clause. The country's highest court is currently hearing challenges to Quebec's secularism law known as Bill 21. The law prohibits public sector workers in positions of authority, such as teachers and judges, from wearing religious symbols on the job. Quebec preemptively used the notwithstanding clause to pass it, shielding the legislation from court challenges over fundamental rights violations.
We are arguing that even though the notwithstanding clause of the Canadian Constitution is being used, that courts across Canada should still be able to review laws like Quebec's Bill 21 so that they can rule if, outside the use of notwithstanding clause, whether that would be constitutional or not.
This comes one day after the federal government itself intervened in the legal challenge, urging the court to set limits on how the notwithstanding clause can be used. Conversely, Ontario and Alberta have also put forward arguments in support of the clause. A date for hearing on the original challenge to Bill 21 has not yet been set. Drivers should start to notice gas prices beginning to fall now and in the coming weeks as stations switch over to the winter blend.
The provincial average right now in Manitoba, about 131.6. That's down 4.5 cents a liter from last week. I do think that we could get down into the teens.
That's petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy. He says the price is somewhat dependent on the exchange rate with the American dollar, but he says prices should drop by about 10 cents a liter in the coming weeks and possibly as much as 25 cents by Christmas. This is due to the switch to winter fuel and lower demand as Manitobans tend to drive less when it's cold.
Worth mentioning that while gasoline prices, we expect relief, and maybe a little bit of the opposite for diesel. Keep in mind, diesel and heating oil are essentially the same product. So unlike gasoline, which sees peak demand in the summer and lower demand in the winter, for diesel and heating oil, it's somewhat of the opposite. Not only heating oil will start to see more consumption, but as farmers get out to harvest their crops, we see a big jump in diesel consumption as well.
Experts say gasoline prices are generally lower until about mid-April when the summer gas blend is reintroduced to the pumps. A trucking company in BC has posted drone video of one of its trucks falling into a lake. The Vancouver Island-based company says this happened back in August during a fish restoration project. The post says a shoreline collapse caused the truck carrying about a dozen logs to fall in. Thankfully, the driver got back to shore unhurt. The company says this is a reminder of the importance of continuous risk assessment. A WorkSafe BC investigation reprimanded the company. The city of Vaughan, north of Toronto, has a growing problem with coyotes. This is security footage taken from Vaughan, north of Toronto. 2 recent encounters were captured on security footage. One video shows a group of coyotes fighting over a piece of food on a driveway. In the other video, a coyote is seen trying to snatch a small dog through a fence. People living in Vaughan say the coyote situation has gotten out of control. There have been almost 390 sightings this year, most of them in the Thornhill area. We have some road closures to remind you about this morning. McGillivray Boulevard will be closed starting today from Pembina to Beaumont Street. Memorial Boulevard is also being closed off from Broadway to York. Both closures are expected to run through Monday. If you have any other traffic tips or updates to share, text them to us, please, at 10400.
15 degrees right now with some heavier clouds that are hanging over the city. East-northeast winds, they're light, just 10 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 88%. Those heavy clouds, they're going to be hanging around for a couple of days yet. So don't be expecting too much in the way of sunshine, possibly some rain. I shouldn't even say possibly. Very likely. We're not seeing it just yet. Through southwestern Manitoba, we are. But all of this south of the international border through North Dakota, through Minnesota, all of that is going to be pushing in, and that's what's going to bring the 10 to 15 millimeters of rain that Environment Canada is beginning to warn us of. Now for northern Manitoba, beautiful sunny days ahead, and you've got probably a couple of sunny days as we're rolling on into the weekend, and with that, these soaring temperatures up into the high teens, well above what you would expect for this time of year. Now, while northeastern Manitoba is mainly sunny, there will be a few extra clouds hanging around into the northwest, but tomorrow you should see a return to the sunshine as well. We are not likely to see that sunshine for a couple of days here through the south. Instead, we will have the heavier clouds, the rain that's expected already showing up through southwestern Manitoba. These values as far as temperatures go, though, are pretty close to what is normal for this time of year, with 17 being that seasonal daytime high and exactly where we're headed today. Northwestern Ontario, similar with the temperatures, high teens, and again, you might see a few extra clouds. For some, there will likely be some of that precipitation as well today and tomorrow, overnight and through Saturday. But then by the time we're wrapping up the weekend, Sunday, sunshine is making an appearance. From there, it's going to be warming up beautifully as we look ahead through the middle of next week.
Thanks, Terry. Let's check in now on Bo at Bounce 99.9. Good morning, Bo. Happy Friday. Looking good in your Jets shirt.
Got to get the Jets gear out, Rochelle. It's that time of year. There's a game on Sunday. Wow.
Looks good. Looks good.
Here we are. The last weekend of summer, who can believe that? But
wild.
I want to talk about some toys. I bet you and I, or at least our kids, have played with these. Yesterday, they announced the finalists for the Toys Hall of Fame. One thing I don't know, maybe you've heard this, snow.
Yeah.
They actually nominated snow.
It's a good one.
What do you think of that?
Well, I played in snow my whole childhood because I lived in the country, so we got a lot of it. My mom forced us to play outside all the time, so snow was really our pastime in the winter time. But it melts if you bring it inside, so I don't understand how it could be part of the Toy Hall of Fame, but whatever, it works, I guess.
Well, next time I'm shoveling, remind me that snow is a toy. We've got cornhole. That's a great game. Slime. My kids had lots of that stuff. Some great games. Battleship, Catan, Connect 4. You play any of those?
I played Battleship all the time, and also the Game of Life. Do you remember that game? Loved it when I was a kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
My
the Star Wars.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say my kids are really into board games, but more or less into Lego. My son played Lego for years. He still has a collection of Lego in his bedroom. He loves it. And my daughter Zoe was into old school stuff, like her Pooh Bear teddy bear. He came along everywhere we went. In our family photos, even, she held him because Pooh Bear was like my other child. And she still has him. He's a little battered, but he's part of the family.
I think all toys should get into the Hall of Fame. Only 3 do every year, but also the Furby and Tickle Me Elbow are up for induction this year, so we'll see. And Trivial Pursuit, which I played, when that came out, that's all we ever played.
So fun.
And that's why I know a lot of useless stuff. Well, anyway, have a great last weekend of summer, Rochelle.
You too, Bo. Thanks. See you next Friday. A small Quebec town has won big. 14 people are sharing a $50 million prize. And CTV's Geneviève Beauchemin traveled to meet the winners.
Bonne Espérance is a postcard pretty small fishing village that hit the jackpot. And marking a first in its history, Lotto Quebec chartered a small plane and invited journalists, big checks in hand. Just about all of the village's 500 souls gathered to celebrate the $50 million win.
Not in a million years.
A moment, as the mayor said, that will mark the history of Bonne Espérance. It's at St. Paul's General Store, a few kilometers away, that the ticket to the Good Life, well, to 14 good lives, was sold. The retailer gets a commission. That's this check. And Della Spingle, who owns the store with her husband, is also among winners.
Oh, there was lots of screaming and yelling and yahoo.
The group organized by the General Store has been together for nearly 20 years, winning very little over the years. And so there was a lot of disbelief when a chain of calls started to reach the winners. And as one might expect, news spread fast.
I was just completely frozen. I was shaking.
The winners began to gather at the General Store.
Between 14 of you, you won $50 million.
Oh my God!
It's 3.5 million each.
That's Carolyn Sims with 11 children to spoil, who still can't believe there's a check to her name that size.
It's hard to imagine.
It's emotional. It changes your life.
For the good.
Then there's Loretta Cabot Griffin.
They retired from the fish plant.
4 winners live on the same street. They've now dubbed it Millionaires Row.
And so, as they say, winning the lottery won't change the world, but it is certainly transforming Bonne Espérance. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Bonne Espérance, Quebec.
Coming up, we're going to take a break, but before that, here's a look at what's happening on Kenaston and Sterling Lion. Looks good so far. Stay with us for more. It's Friday, September 19th. Today, patients walking out. Thousands of Manitobans leave hospitals without seeing a doctor after long wait times. Plus, Leaf Rapids homecoming. After more than 2 months away, wildfire evacuees can finally head back home on Monday. And a bear gets a root canal. Kova, the 450-pound polar bear, is back to playing after a dental fix. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It is 7 o'clock on your Friday. We are finally here at the end of the week, and we're going to talk about the Anxiety Disorders Association of Manitoba at 7:52. They do a lot of important work helping people who are dealing with anxiety. Well, women who are pregnant or even those who have had their babies often find themselves dealing with anxiety. So there's the new online program that they're offering right now. It's free. It's a resource where they can tap in no matter where they are in the province and really help themselves as they deal with that anxiety. So we're going to find out a little bit more about that. But first, let's talk about the weather, Terry. It's a rainy start to the weekend.
I know, and I was saying I left work this morning. I forgot my umbrella at home, and then I was almost like, oh, should I go back and get it today? Because I thought I'm going to be walking home in the rain. And then I remembered I have a shoot with camera guy Kenny after the show, and I was like, Kenny, will you drive me? And normally I love my walk, don't get me wrong, but unless you're properly dressed for it, not today. Let's take a look. All right, 15 degrees, and yes, we've got some heavier clouds hanging around. Winds this morning, they are on the lighter side out of the east-northeast, just 10 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 88%. It's actually one of those days that you can use an umbrella because the winds will be on the lighter side. And honestly, these days, I actually love going for a walk in the rain. I might have to go out later today once I get my umbrella. Here's a look at the satellite image, and you can see moving through southwestern Manitoba, that precipitation already showing up. Not necessarily here around Winnipeg, just starting to see some in that very southwestern, that is the southeastern corner of the province. So the rain has only just begun, but taking a look at the futurecast, and you'll see that it won't just be a one-day thing. Here it started already in the southwest. By about midday, we're going to be seeing those showers, maybe even late this morning, and then continuing from there overnight through tomorrow. And here's supper time. I've stopped it, or early evening, I suppose, and we're still going to be dealing with that steady rain, especially over the southeastern part of the province and parts of northwestern Ontario. Now, for northern Manitoba, you're actually in for sunnier conditions today, but you will start to see a few more of those clouds into the weekend itself. We're still seeing this rain through the weekend, at least through Saturday. Western Manitoba begins to see that clearing later into the afternoon on Saturday. Saturday. For us, that clearing probably won't happen until Sunday. So a couple of soggy days, seasonal days as far as the temperatures go, 17 degrees where we're headed today and tomorrow. That's normal for this time of year. But when the sun comes out, it warms up a little bit more. So Sunday and then all throughout next week, sunshine and mid-20 temperatures expected. And our art today is thanks to 9-year-old Aria, a beautiful painting, I think this is, that you've done for us, and we would love to see more of the art. So please keep it coming, whatever it is you're working on. Send your picture to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thousands of Manitoba patients are leaving emergency departments before they're even seen by a doctor. And the reason they're walking out is because they're waiting too long. A new national report shows the number of patients giving up in hospital waiting rooms is well above the national average. That story now from CTV's Jeff Keel.
A couple of weeks ago, Mona Turcotte's relative was feeling faint, so she came to the emergency room at Health Sciences Centre.
And then she was put in the waiting room, and she was waiting and waiting until she was not feeling well anymore.
The wait was too much for her family member. She gave up and went home without seeing someone.
It's not fair to be ill and not be able to get the help that you need when you need it.
It appears she isn't alone. The Montreal Economic Institute, a public policy think tank, says it gathered records from provinces and health authorities and found in 2024 there were 456,000 patient visits to Manitoba ERs. Of those, more than 60,000 walked away without receiving treatment, or 13.2%, higher than the national average of 7.8%.
The situation is worse in Manitoba than the national average.
The Institute says this is an issue across the country. The demand for health care is growing because of a growing and aging population.
A larger proportion of the population needs health care, as well as struggles, increasing struggles to get access to care, primary care being one of them, and also the shortage of healthcare workers.
In response, Shared Health says a lower wait time team has been working to improve the system. Hundreds of staff and beds have been added, plus new extended hour and minor injury clinics have opened. The challenges facing emergency and urgent care have built up over years and cannot be solved overnight. But with more staffed beds, expanded community care, new diagnostic and surgical capacity, and the focused work of the lower wait times team, we are laying the groundwork for lasting change. The research did show the majority of those leaving the ER are considered semi- or non-urgent cases, but patients often return to the ER because the symptoms get worse when left untreated. That's what happened to Mona Turcotte's relative. She's been admitted to HSC after coming this time by ambulance.
Now she's in because she was passing out at home.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Another hospital is the site of a potential measles exposure. The province has issued a warning for anyone who was at Bethesda Regional Health Center emergency room in Steinbach on September 13th from 1:45 p.m. to 8:50 p.m. It's encouraging anyone there during that time to monitor for symptoms for the next 3 weeks and check their vaccination status. Fire evacuees from Leaf Rapids will soon be going home. According to a post on the town's official social media, the evacuation order will be lifted Monday, September 22nd. The community has been under an evacuation order since July 8th due to wildfire danger. Buses are expected to leave Winnipeg on Monday, arriving in Leaf Rapids Tuesday. Officials say the town center will have a reception area for residents with public health staff on hand to offer advice about spoiled food and how to clean houses. Town officials had hoped to allow residents to return last week, but it had to be pushed back so refrigerators and food could be replaced. Winnipeg's mayor says some of the federal government's NATO spending should come right here to the city. Scott Gillingham says Winnipeg already hosts some critical military infrastructure, such as 17 Wing and 2 Royal Canadian Air Force headquarters. He believes there's an opportunity to select Winnipeg as a hub for expanded federal defense operations. And as part of that expansion, he suggests Ottawa help finance key infrastructure projects such as Route 90 and the North End Water Pollution Control Centre. The number of new people receiving employment insurance benefits in Manitoba is outpacing the rest of the country. Statistics Canada reports the number of Manitobans on EI rose 3.8% in July. That's the 4th consecutive month the number has gone up and is well ahead of the national average. It's also 8.5% higher than a year earlier. Countrywide, the number of beneficiaries increased the most among people employed in education, law, and community or government services. According to a leaked memo to the Canadian press, Alberta's premier is set to invoke the notwithstanding clause on 3 laws that affect transgender people. Introduced last year, they set out rules for students wanting to change their names or pronouns in school, ban transgender girls from taking part in female amateur sports, and limit gender-affirming healthcare. The laws have been facing legal challenges. In the memo, government departments are being asked to gather information to support the Premier's directive to amend the laws using the clause next month. The UN says more than 250,000 people have been forced to flee Gaza City in the past month as Israel pushes on with its new offensive. This comes as a UN official says new waves of mass displacement are underway, with 60,000 people fleeing the area in just 72 hours earlier this week. Israeli forces continue to order residents to head south as they attack. Many are reluctant to leave because of the dangers along the way and a lack of food. Israel says taking control of Gaza City is part of its plan to defeat Hamas. Meanwhile, 2 Israeli soldiers were killed in a shooting and a stabbing at the West Bank and Jordan border. Vancouver police have recovered a cherished piece of stolen racing memorabilia from the BC Sports Hall of Fame. This helmet, belonging to IndyCar driver and Maple Ridge, BC native Greg Moore, was stolen on September 3rd. Investigators used security video to identify a suspect who's now been arrested. Moore wore the helmet when he won the Rio 400 in 1998, a year before his death in a race at the age of 24. Meta has launched its latest smart glasses, saying they're the first consumer-ready glasses with a built-in display. Mark Zuckerberg showed them off at their annual event for developers yesterday. It's called the Meta Ray-Ban display and will go on sale later this month for $799 US. It has a small digital display in it, with Zuckerberg saying it's large enough to watch a video or read through a thread of messages. He also claims one day smart glasses will be the perfect device for communicating with so-called superintelligence, which is described as an AI that exceeds human capability. A team of dentists has carried out an important procedure for one of the polar bears living at the Alaska Zoo.
Kova is a very interactive and busy bear, and she just seemed kind of off. She was pawing at her mouth a little bit.
Kova was not as playful as usual, and the reason was one of her canine teeth was broken. The 450-pound bear needed a root canal. The procedure went smoothly, and now Kova is back to playing with her best pal, Cranberry. There she is. All right, taking a look now. What's going on Donald Street? Things are still moving quite well here. Traffic is still light at this hour. If you have any traffic tips or updates to share, text them to us, please, at 10400. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the Winnipeg Jets FanFest. The event is sold out, Ainsley.
Rochelle, I know it looks super sold out right now. It's tomorrow. That's when hundreds of people are going to be here. And it is actually sold out for the first time ever. Something that happened last year is I went skating and I went through some of the drills. This year I said, okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing. But when I got here, I went, oh, shoot, I forgot my skates. So I hope when the Jets hit the ice tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., they can at least get step one. I'm sure they will. It gives the fans that behind-the-scenes experience. They can interview coaches or chat with coaches, get autographs, and alumni as well. There's activations. The mascot will be here. There's an outdoor exhibition, too, and cultural experiences and performances. So stay with us throughout the morning. How did I bury the lead here, Rochelle? 7:27. We're chatting with head coach Scott O'Neill.
Okay, that sounds great. Can't wait to hear more. Thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. How's it feeling out there? Is it humid?
No, it's not. It's actually really pleasant. I mean, I've got the extra layer on. I don't think I'd want to be out here in a t-shirt, but it is so pleasant with the temperatures if you're properly dressed for it. Really clean, fresh air. And no, it's not that high humidity. I mean, sitting at 88%, but our temperatures, they're well above what you would expect for this time of year. For example, 5 degrees would be a seasonal low. We're 10 above that at 15 right now. The winds are light. They're out of the northeast, 9 kilometers per hour. The pressure falling, and that humidity I mentioned being pardon me, 88%. Not extreme. The clouds, they are on the heavier side. We're not going to be seeing much sunshine today. It's up, by the way. 7:10 it rose, but yeah, don't expect to see it for a couple of days probably, because these heavier clouds will hang around and the rain will be falling with it. We're not seeing that just yet, obviously, or I'd be out here with an umbrella, but today is actually the kind of day that you can use an umbrella. The winds aren't likely to be that strong today, and that rain pretty steady into the afternoon, though it really hasn't started yet, but once it does, it'll then continue overnight and still through Saturday. But that's a southern Manitoba thing. Northern Manitoba, clear conditions for you. You're waking up to a brighter day, certainly, and we'll be seeing those brighter days as we're wrapping up the weekend. It might take until Sunday before the clouds begin to clear, but once they do, we've got not just sunshine returning, but temperatures on the rise all throughout next week.
Weather is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Same-day oil and tire changes.
It's time now for our question of the day. We want to know, where's the best fall supper in Manitoba? You can text your answer along with your name to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. At Your Morning in Winnipeg, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions have been amazing, and we want to see even more, whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals. Send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to petoftheweek@ctv.ca, and then catch us every Thursday to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on Your Morning Winnipeg. We're going to take a break here, though. We'll be back with more news and some entertainment as well. Stay with us. Good morning. We're learning more about the federal government's plan to build thousands of new homes across the country. Here at Winnipeg, Ottawa has selected Nawi-Odena, which is the former site of the Capillon Barracks, as a site for our share of the housing. A spokesperson for Housing Infrastructure and Communities Canada says it has prioritized the portion of Nawi-Odena for factory-built housing. The federal government plans to spend $13 billion to speed up affordable home building. The new agency will prioritize the use of factory-built modular homes, which Ottawa believes will accelerate delivery, reduce costs, and improve sustainability. More details about next steps are expected in the coming weeks. Some sadness in Happy Land after crews began demolishing a community pool.
We're heartbroken, saddened. A lot of people have been phoning. They've actually been crying.
A backhoe began tearing down the structure at Happy Land Pool in St. Boniface Thursday. The City of Winnipeg closed the pool in 2023 because of low attendance and the costly repairs needed. A community effort raised more than $70,000 to keep the pool open, but the city said the cash fell well short of what was needed. Protesters gathered at the demolition site, saying the community is losing a valuable asset.
This is a perfectly good pool. There was nothing wrong with it. We offered to pay for the operating costs, and the city turned it down. So they're wasting our taxpayers' money by demolishing the pool and spending probably a couple of $100,000 to demolish it on top of not keeping the pool.
The city is shifting away from maintaining smaller community pools to build larger regional aquatic facilities. A record-setting 164 more physicians are practicing in Manitoba as of this spring than there were a year earlier. That's according to the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Manitoba, which released its annual report Thursday. According to Doctors Manitoba, that net gain eclipses last year's record by about 30. However, it's raising concerns about the number of physicians increasingly being recruited from outside Manitoba, while grads from within the province making up less than a quarter of the new physicians. The data for the report was compiled at the end of April. Here's a look at what's happening on the Pravache Bridge. It looks like a smooth drive so far this morning. No issues to tell you about at this point in the drive. If you do have any traffic tips to share, though, text them to us at 10400.
Traffic is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. No appointment needed.
The Muppets are coming back with some new content, starting with a special debut next year.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Muppet Show tonight.
Disney Plus has announced The Muppet Show will return with an event marking 50 years since the beloved original series first debuted. It'll feature Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, and the gang trying to put on a variety show. Sabrina Carpenter will guest star. She's set to serve as executive producer alongside Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's Point Grey Pictures. Madonna is gearing up to release a new album next year. The 67-year-old says she's returning to her former label, Warner Records, and will kick off the partnership with a new dance music album next year. It'll be Madonna's first studio record in 7 years, although she hasn't said exactly when it'll come out. She remains the best-selling female artist of all time. An upcoming documentary is promising a candid look at the final days of music legend Ozzy Osbourne.
If my life's coming to an end, I really can't complain. I had a great life.
Had a brilliant career and it ended in a brilliant way.
Paramount Plus revealed the trailer for Ozzy No Escape From Now. It's a feature-length film that's been produced in collaboration with the Osbourne family. The singer died in July, not long after a special farewell concert. In the doc, Ozzy opens up about years of health challenges, including the effects of a Parkinson's disease diagnosis. It also features interviews with his wife Sharon and children Amy, Kelly, and Jack. It streams starting October 7th. Coming up tonight, catch the CTV movie Avengers Endgame. The film wraps a major chapter in the MCU as the remaining Avengers reunite in a final stand against Thanos. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
Looking through the Bathfitter Live Eye now. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. You can see it's looking brighter out there. I mean, daylight now that the sun has started to rise, but not necessarily brighter because of the lack of sunshine. Heavier clouds and overcast day all across southern Manitoba, but that blanket of clouds has provided the insulation, giving us some well above seasonal temperatures to begin. 15 degrees here in Winnipeg. That is 10 degrees above seasonal. 5 would be a normal low, and even over here in the southwest, slightly cooler, but still 5 degrees above seasonal in the Roblin area, coming in at 10. Brandon's at a slightly milder 13 degrees. Where it's cold, it's clear. You'll enjoy some sunshine today through most of northern Manitoba, and your temperatures will be soaring. You're going to go from the 0 degrees at the moment in Thompson to the high teens today, and that'll be the case all throughout the northeast. So yes, you'll benefit from having the sunshine, but this morning, because of those clear conditions, it is a chilly start. The sun will be shining, like I said, across northern Manitoba. Not the case. Instead, we've got rain all through southern Manitoba, already in the southwest, still to come in the southeast, but once it starts, that'll continue throughout the day, overnight, and still for tomorrow. 15 degrees as we send kids off to school, 17 by midday, and holding steady through the afternoon. That is, in fact, a normal daytime high. We're going to do it again tomorrow before the temperatures start to rise. That'll happen when the sunshine finally makes an appearance on Sunday, and from there, the sunshine sticking around through most of next week with mid-20 temps on tap. And it was the fog that made for such a stunning photo out in the Matlock area. Thanks to Brenda for this, and keep the pictures coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. Maybe a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is bank. Head to the contest page on ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word bank with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Winnipeg's $20,000 giveaway. Good luck. It's time now for this week's Adorable Adoptables. We begin with Roscoe. This confident 6-month-old bunny is looking for a quiet family to cozy up with. Next up is Asker, a young and sweet pup. Asker loves to be around people, thrives on interaction, and is eager to please. And meet Cher. This 4-year-old feline is sweet with a few spicy spots. A true diva at heart, Cher is looking for a family that will respect her boundaries and let her come to you when she wants attention. If you think you can offer any of these animals a good home, just head down to the Winnipeg Humane Society or give them a call. The number is on your screen. A former Sport Chek employee is speaking out after being fired for trying to stop a shoplifter. The BC woman says after years of physical and verbal abuse from thieves, she finally reached her breaking point. CTV's Ben Nesbitt has more on her frustration and a response from the company.
Aria Carter says she was asking a suspected shoplifter to leave the store when the man suddenly spat in her face. In another instance, a person attempts to enter the business after closing, prompting a physical altercation. Carter says these are just a few examples of incidents she endured during her 3-year stint at the Robson Street Sport Check.
It just degrades you. It makes you feel awful and terrible throughout the entire time you're working there, essentially.
Carter says shoplifting was a regular occurrence. During a shift a few weeks ago, she said she had finally had enough and went after a suspected thief.
I ran out after her, grabbed her by her backpack, and as pulling the backpack back, I was trying to tug of war the other item out of her.
Carter acknowledges this was a violation of the company's no touch, no chase policy, and it ultimately cost her her job.
To have all of this happen and then being told, just let them do it, essentially, like nothing's being done, nothing's going to fix this, and they continue to learn to come back in.
In a statement to CTV News, the company said in part, at select locations, including our Robson Street store, we've added external security support to further enhance safety. Employees also receive regular training to ensure familiarity with the policy. The Vancouver Police Department says the issue of violent retail crime has been on the rise since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, with many looking to fund a drug addiction and to profit from resales on the illicit market.
Using things like knives, needles, physical force, other weapons to get past store staff and security and to overcome resistance when they're confronted by store staff.
Earlier this year, the city created a task force made up of police and business leaders to look at the root causes of thefts. The findings are expected to be presented to council this fall.
Maybe it takes us all doing something to make a change.
Ben Nesbitt, CTV News, Vancouver.
FanFest is happening tomorrow. We're going to find out a little bit more from Coach Scott Arniel. Stay with us. We're talking about FanFest with the Winnipeg Jets, which of course is happening tomorrow. It's a sold-out event, and there you are just sitting there hanging out with the coach Scott Arniel this morning, Ainsley. Lucky you.
I know, we're besties. Good morning. It really, FanFest is about the fan experience and getting those behind-the-scenes looks that you might not normally get. Scott, thank you so much for being on our show this morning.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
So last year you were at the FanFest. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what you took out of it.
Well, it's always great for our fans to be up close and personal here with our players. They get to see some of our up-and-coming players, guys that maybe play with the Moose, some draft picks. The one experience here is that we have to walk between rinks, so all the fans get the high five or maybe some autographs as the guys are walking through. And then they get to see what we do every day. They get to watch us on the ice, our practices, and then the guys partake in some things off the ice after.
For people outside of the Winnipeg market, for whatever reason they're watching this interview, what would you say to them about Winnipeg Jets fans?
They're the best. I think that it was proven in the playoffs this past year. That whiteout, obviously, people know about it. It is special. And then what happened in that game, that series against St. Louis, the comeback in Game 7, and then our fans standing up for 2 periods in overtime and not sitting down. They're a wild bunch, and I love it. I love the fact that it makes it hard on the opposition to come into our building.
When it comes to the players, are you going to break any news on our show today?
It's the second day of camp, so I got nothing for you. I still got 55 players here, so I'm trying to figure out first names still.
From a personality standpoint, is there anything else you want people to know about this specific group so far?
Well, obviously we did last year was special, but now it's a new year, and we have to reset, reinvest in what we've done in the past, and then hopefully we go a little bit longer. We're looking for short summers. In our business, we like short summers. That means we're playing into June, so I'm really excited about our group, and hopefully it's the one that helps us win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Thank you so much. The best fans in the league. Yeah, short summers, only because it's Manitoba.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to you.
Thank you, Ainsley. And, it felt like we were getting a little bit longer summer because it's been so nice outside, lots of heat.
You're right.
It's going to be raining for a few days, but we're going to get some more heat coming up.
And so technically fall arrives on Monday afternoon, but that first week of fall it is a little summer-like as far as what we're going to be seeing, both with the conditions and with the temperatures. Whereas today, yeah, heavier clouds. We're not going to be seeing that sunshine, nor will the temperatures be soaring. In fact, they'll barely budge from where we're sitting right now. 15 degrees is, though, well above seasonal. 5 degrees, pardon me, would be a normal low temperature. So we are 10 above that to kick off your morning with the heavier clouds and just a light breeze out of the northeast. The winds are 9 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sits at 88%. So the heavier clouds will bring the rain. We're seeing it right now through the southwest, but you can see what's happening south of the international border through North Dakota, through Minnesota. All of this will be moving into Manitoba eventually and really lingering through the southern half of the province, whereas for northern Manitoba, things will look a little brighter for you. You've got some sunshine and well above seasonal temperatures up north, warmer than where we're headed today, which is a seasonal 17 degrees. But yes, that rain will begin probably late morning or midday and then continue pretty steady through the afternoon. Still overnight, the rain continues, but with the extra clouds, we're seeing these very mild overnight lows. That cloud cover provides that layer of insulation. So 14 for our low, 17 for our high. We're not seeing a lot of movement with the temperatures over the next couple of days, but we will, because as we're wrapping up the weekend, we've got the sunshine making an appearance once again. On Sunday, things are starting to look a little bit brighter, and even more so as we continue on through next week with some mid-20 temperatures expected through most of next week.
Thank you, Terry. 13 people are charged after Winnipeg police dismantled a pair of drug trafficking rings. One investigation, which police called Project Callus, ran between May and October of last year. Officers targeted a group of mobile drug traffickers selling drugs at street level, including a substance known as cheetah, a mix of heroin and methamphetamine. Police searched 3 homes in Winnipeg and 1 in West St. Paul. About $60,000 worth of heroin and methamphetamine was found. 7 people were arrested and charged with multiple drug trafficking related offenses. Project Black Dragon started in June. According to police, it involved a new group of people who took over the operation that was dismantled in Project Callus. Police searched 2 Winnipeg homes and several vehicles and found more than 800 grams of cheetah with an estimated street value of $168,000. 6 people were charged with multiple drug trafficking offenses. Officers with the Manitoba First Nations Police Service will soon be wearing body cameras.
The goal is transparency, safety, and accountability for both public and our officers.
It's the first time the police service is using body-worn cameras. The force says the devices provide accurate and objective records of interactions between officers and community members. Officers are now getting trained on how to use the devices responsibly and effectively, along with cultural respect. The move will begin with officers in Opaskwayak Cree Nation. The cameras will then be rolled out in other First Nations over the next few months. The federal government will table a bill today aimed at better protecting communities from hate. The bill will make it a crime to intentionally block places of worship, schools, and other cultural places. Ottawa is also expected to make it illegal to use certain symbols to promote hate. These would be symbols linked to recognized terror groups. Justice Minister and Attorney General Sean Fraser will speak on the bill this afternoon. While Canadians may be shunning leisure visits to the U.S., new data shows how corporate travel is remaining consistent. Despite political tensions between the two countries, data from SAP Concur suggests Canadian business travel to the U.S. in the first half of this year remained consistent with last year's levels. The data shows that the U.S. accounted for 79% of corporate travel over the 6-month period. Canada was also shown to be the #1 corporate travel destination from the U.S. The Nova Scotia government has issued an order to all public schools in the province requiring them to play the national anthem every morning.
We thank the land, we thank this country for the opportunity. For myself, I'm an immigrant here. I thank this country for all the opportunity I had. So I think it's really important to stand up for our values.
The order came after a group of students at Charles P. Allen High School in Bedford wrote a letter to Nova Scotia's education minister. The letter expresses their concern over the school no longer playing O Canada. In response, the minister put a new national anthem in schools policy into effect. The minister says there are a handful of schools that weren't playing the anthem, and he wants all schools to follow this same policy. Brands looking for a new sustainable clothing source may have one in the banana plant. This farm in Taiwan is turning waste from banana plants into fiber. This fiber is then turned into a yarn that can be blended with cotton, even vegan leather. This method allows for food and materials to come from the same land. The farm is planning to pitch its product to several sneaker companies. A stowaway cat has been reunited with his family on Vancouver Island after accidentally hitching a ride to Calgary. Risha Andrews first noticed Sherman was missing from their home last week and alerted her neighbors. A few minutes later, one of them got a frantic call from their daughter, who had just moved to Calgary, and found a cat in the back of their U-Haul. Luckily, a relative was booked to fly back to the island the next day and was able to bring Sherman back to his family. Some road closures to remind you about this morning. McGillivray Boulevard will be closed starting today from Pembina to Beaumont Street. Memorial Boulevard is also being closed off from Broadway to York. Both closures are expected to run through Monday. If you have any other traffic tips or updates to share, please text them to us at 10400. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.39. The provincial average is lower at $1.31. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.30, and the lowest price in the city is $1.24. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Right now it is 15 degrees and it's cloudy out there. Your Morning Winnipeg will be back after this.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
It's 15 degrees outside. Plenty of clouds hanging over us, though. Don't be waiting out for the sunshine. Not here in the south, anyway. Winds out of the northeast are 9 kilometers per hour, with the pressure falling. The humidity is sitting at 88%. Those clouds will bring the rain they already have in some parts of the southwest. You can see it active here on the satellite image and about to be active here in the southeast with what we're seeing south of the international border. And so that's all going to be moving in, and once it starts, that'll continue overnight and through tomorrow. But for northern Manitoba, you will be soaking up the sunshine. Oh, look, our fog icon has appeared again. That'll be the case in Thompson, which, no surprise, it's clear once that fog burns off, you'll get the sunshine today. And look where you're headed with the temperatures. 19, 18 degrees, well above what you would expect for this time of year. Normal daytime highs across much of northern Manitoba would only be about 14, 15 degrees. There will be a few extra clouds through the day today along that western border. By tomorrow afternoon, you're going to start to see those clouds clearing out. Other places where the sun will shine up to 20 degrees for Norway House. Beautiful day ahead. It will be a soggy day, though, here across southern Manitoba, and in fact, probably a couple of soggy days. Although along the western border, similar to what will happen up north, by tomorrow afternoon, you're starting to see those clouds clearing out. For us, the system of rain, once it moves in and begins, will continue through the afternoon, overnight, and still through Saturday. We're not likely to see the clouds clearing out until Sunday. Northwestern Ontario, you too can expect to see some precipitation through the day. So next couple of days, seasonal temperatures still on tap for us. 17 degrees is normal for this time of year, but from there, the sun will make an appearance as we're wrapping up the weekend and bringing a whole lot more heat as we're looking ahead through next week.
Thank you, Terry. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the Winnipeg Jets FanFest. It's happening tomorrow, and now we're going to talk about the upcoming season. Jets fans are excited to hear more. Good morning.
Rochelle, good morning. And the cool thing about FanFest, it's almost like it's that kickoff before the kickoff. It gets everybody all jazzed for the season. Kyle Ballharry joins us now to tell us all about the game presentation and what people can expect for the home opener.
Well, I mean, we've got our first two banners that we'll be unveiling for the Winnipeg Jets shortly after warm-up. We have the President's Trophy and the Central Division banner. Everyone should know that the doors are open an extra half an hour early as well for opening night on October 9th. So get there early. Make sure you're there before warm-up is over so you see the banner unveiling. We've got a toque giveaway at the door. We've got some awesome lights we brought in for the home opener. Just a celebration of hockey. We've also got the trophies that the players won and the President's Trophy itself that the Jets won. So the Vezina Trophy, the Hart Trophy, and the Jennings Trophy will all be on display as well for everyone on the North Concourse. So come see the trophies, come see the banner unveiling, and welcome back your Winnipeg Jets.
Mm-hmm. And that's just what people want to do. Coming off of that hot season as well, you were around it so much, more than anyone. So tell us a little bit about that feeling, that atmosphere for people who haven't been quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we've been, there's been hockey games in the city for decades and a lot of exciting times, the Dave Ellett, the Teemu Selanne. But, last year was so incredible through the whole season. The team just played so spectacular throughout the year, won the President's Trophy. Hellebuck had such an amazing year. Connor had a great year. Scheifele had a great year. Everybody had a great year. But the fans really brought it. And, with the new sound system, the new stage, it was rocking all season. And then we got to the playoffs. And, I think we all live to hope to see those sports moments in front of our eyes like we saw in the playoffs. And, that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in sports. And I'm so pumped that, all of us as Winnipeggers and Manitobans got to experience that for our own team and here in Winnipeg, for everyone to see. It was incredible.
Thank you so much. I just love this team. I love this community. Winnipeg Jets FanFest. We're talking about it all morning.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. In Vancouver, critics are calling out a decision to destroy what they call a 400-year-old piece of the city's history. CTV's Andrew Johnson explains.
We can determine where a tree becomes rotten.
They're knocking on it and drilling into it.
And I'm taking a core sample so that I can actually look and determine and measure the depth of decay.
Trying to determine whether this giant Douglas fir was a danger. This tree risk assessor says no.
I haven't found any indicators of danger in this tree so far.
The two experts were hired by the Stanley Park Preservation Society, which is upset over the removal of the old growth tree it says has been standing for roughly 400 years.
And it's just devastating.
There have been many critics of the forest management strategy in the park. More than 10,000 dead or dying trees have been removed over the past 2 years following a hemlock looper moth outbreak. The city says they're a risk to the millions who visit Stanley Park each year. But the Preservation Society says this giant now laying on the forest floor is an example of an assessment process that is flawed.
All we want is for these trees to be individually assessed, and if they're dangerous and will in fact tip over and kill somebody, then we have no problem removing a couple of hundred.
The Vancouver Park Board isn't providing an interview, but its explanation is the tree was removed after an August rainstorm, which it says left large chunks of bark hanging precariously over this walking trail, posing a significant risk. Activists say they will continue to fight for more transparency from the city. They want assessments made public before a tree like this is cut down.
It's really heartbreaking.
Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
Let's see who's celebrating a milestone today. Happy 28th birthday, Lizelle. Lots of love from your in-laws, Barb and Horatio. Happiest birthday greetings to Jonathan. Love from your mom, siblings, and cousins. Happy birthday, Johan. Love from your family. Happy third birthday, Journey, from mom, dad, siblings, Koku, and rest of your family. Happy sixth birthday, Jack. Love mommy, daddy, Maggie, and all your family. Happy 23rd birthday, Brayden. Love mom, dad, Dylan, and Kobe. Happy 30th birthday, Alicia. Love mom, dad, and Stitch. Happy 16th birthday, Chase, with love from family and friends. Happy 8th birthday, Novalie. Love from Grandma and Papa Vince and family. Happy 16th birthday, Sarah. Love from your mom, dad, Jack, Nick, and Lucy. Happy 1st birthday, Ellie. Love from your family. And a happy 10th birthday to Zeus. Love from all your family and friends. To submit your milestone, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Milestones is brought to you by Party Stuff. 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca.
Here's a look at our almanac now. 17 degrees. That is the average temperature for this time of year, and that's exactly where we're headed today. Now, taking a look at last year, we got up to 22 degrees, maybe a little more pleasant, but it was that record. That was set back in 2004. We got up to 31.2 degrees. Whew. Feeling the heat then. We will not be feeling that kind of heat now. Things are going to be a little bit cooler, a little bit cloudier too. We've got these heavier clouds that are going to be lasting, and with the clouds will come the rain, though we haven't started seeing it yet here in Winnipeg or much of the southeast. Actually, I think maybe just beginning to move into that very southeastern corner, but southwestern Manitoba, you've been dealing with it all morning long, and we'll start to see it later on this morning, continuing through the day. 15 degrees is where we're sitting right now. I just mentioned that 17 is a normal daytime high. We are well above seasonal low temperatures. That would be about 5 degrees. The winds, though, they're light, 9 clicks out of the northeast, and they'll remain on the lighter side throughout the day, overnight, and tomorrow. It'll be the kind of day that an umbrella can actually be used because the winds won't be that strong, and you're certainly going to need the umbrella here through southern Manitoba. With 10 to 15 millimeters of rain expected over the next couple of days. Once it begins, it'll continue overnight and through Saturday as well for southern Manitoba, or at least the southeast. Southwestern Manitoba might start to see some clearing later tomorrow. And in fact, speaking of clear, northern Manitoba, you're waking up to sunshine this morning, or some fog in the Thompson area, but you will see that sunshine and soaring temperatures across northern Manitoba. Mercury expected to be well above normal.
Expecting and having a baby can be stressful and a time of anxiety for an expecting or new mom. The Anxiety Disorders Association of Manitoba, or ADAM, understands this beautiful time can also be a difficult period for new and expecting mothers. That's why it's offering a new online program to help, and it's partnering up with the University of Manitoba's Department of Psychology. The program is called Overcoming Anxiety in Pregnancy and Postpartum. Joining us now from the U of M's Department of Psychology is clinical psychologist Kristen Reynolds. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. Now, how did this partnership between U of M and ADAM even begin?
Well, ADAM has a long-standing reputation in the community for providing excellent resources and supports for anxiety among Manitobans. And so our work at the University of Manitoba, we developed an online self-directed program for anxiety in the perinatal period, pregnancy and postpartum, which through trial research, we found significantly reduced anxiety, depression, and significantly improved maternal attachment and self-efficacy feelings about how people were parenting in those early days. But one thing that was missing from our online self-directed program was peer support. And we found through qualitative interviews, people were really wanting to talk to other people who are pregnant and postpartum, also going through anxiety during these times. So we connected with ADAM, and Scott McFadden and the ADAM team were just wonderfully thrilled to co-develop this new Overcoming Anxiety in the Pregnancy and Postpartum Period Peers Plus, or OPA Peers Plus program, where we'll be combining those two elements of the online self-directed program plus weekly virtual peer support with trained ADAM facilitators. And we're starting as early as end of September. So we're really excited to be partnering with ADAM on this.
It sounds like a great partnership. Now, when you're expecting a baby, you don't sleep very well. And then once baby is born, there are months on end where you also don't sleep well. How does that affect a mom's mental health?
Absolutely. Sleep is key and support is key. We need times in the day where we can have a break, hand baby off, talk about our feelings and our struggles openly. Which is something that this program can provide that space for. Similarly, through our program, people might learn skills and tools for how to cope with anxiety through those sleepless nights. What might be some strategies to help to soothe some of that anxiety or those worry thoughts that come up. Because certainly, when we're not sleeping and when our routines are different, when our eating schedules might be different, and when we're caring for a little one who is demanding all of our time and attention, that can create quite a spike in our anxiety, as well as our and create a change in our mood as well.
Okay, so for someone watching right now, perhaps they're expecting a baby, they just had a baby, and they're dealing with some anxiety, what would you tell them on how to tap into this resource?
Absolutely. I would say, please visit adam.ca, Anxiety Disorders Association of Manitoba, or contact us at our research team is research@overcomingperinatal-anxiety.ca to learn more and to hear more about our program. We've got 2 start dates coming up. One is September 25th, and the other is October 14th. We have a morning program and an evening program to accommodate different schedules. And I'd say please reach out and get more information. Similarly, if you know someone who's struggling, feel free to reach out to us, and we can give you the information to pass along or have that discussion or chat with the person in your life you're thinking about.
Kristen, thank you so much for this. And of course, we'll have a link on our website as well. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Hello there, Kara Wagland inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we take you to England. Champions League action, Man City taking on Napoli. Watch Will Foden with a little flick to Erling Haaland, who heads it past the keeper. Brilliant pass from Foden to spot the Man City sniper, and then a quick turn, and he knew exactly where his teammate was going to be. Haaland's 50th Champions League goal. He's the fastest to reach that mark. It is your must-see moment from Thursday. And coming up tonight on TSN, we got a little Friday Night Football in the CFL for you. Double dip. First up, it's the Owls and Argos. That's followed by the Lions and Stampeders. It all gets underway at 6 p.m. Central Time. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
The TSN Must-See Moment is brought to you by Super Blinds and Draperies, featuring Hunter Douglas products.
It's Friday, September 19th. Today, leaving without treatment. How many Manitobans are walking out of the emergency room after hours-long wait times? New Canada-Mexico deal. What specifics are included in the latest bilateral agreement as continental trade pressures continue to swirl? And a celebrity-signed typewriter is now front and center in a collector's shop, and customers are welcome to try it. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It's 8 o'clock on your Friday. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. We're pretty happy the weekend is here, and there's lots going on, including St. Thomas' biggest fundraiser of the year. It is called the Free the Spirit Fest, and then also Barkfest. It's apparently the ultimate party. So we're going to find out more about those two events. Some are inside, some are outside. What's it going to be like this weekend?
So I love that there's this big event for dogs. I don't have a dog myself, but I have been known, and I hope this isn't weird or creepy, but there's a dog park that I walk by on one of my usual routes, and I love to just like stand there. I'm on the other side of the fence, so I just kind of look like that weirdo, but I'll just stand there. I am, and I just watch the dogs play, and it brings me so much joy. So
they're amazing.
Yeah. If you've got a dog, get it out for a walk earlier this morning because there's going to be some rain. I'll tell you right about it. All right, 15 degrees, and we've right now just got the clouds, so this is why I'm saying get out before it all begins. Those northeast winds, they're 9 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling, the humidity sitting at 88%. Now, once that rain starts up, it's going to be a couple of days event. So, not that I'm saying don't walk your dog for a couple of days, just know what you're in for and dress appropriately. Hey, maybe you can pick up a little dog raincoat at that dog fest because we know that they sell them. I've seen dogs wearing them. Here's a look at the satellite image, and you can see all through the southwest the rain has already started. Here in the southeast, it's only just begun, moving right in across that very southern border, and we'll see more of that continuing through the day. What's right now through the southwest, that's more of a morning event, and then for us it'll be more of a midday or late morning, midday, and then continuing all through the afternoon. Here's supper time. I've stopped the clock, and we're still going to be dealing with the rain. Meanwhile, northern Manitoba, things will look a little bit brighter for you, especially in the the northeast. Northwestern Manitoba might have a few extra clouds, but the temperatures across northern Manitoba will be soaring well above seasonal, whereas just barely getting to seasonal temperatures here in the south, even though we're starting out well above normal. That 15 degrees where we're sitting right now, 5 would be a seasonal low. So we're 10 degrees above it. It'll be the lack of movement that we make, only gaining a couple degrees today. Now, while the rain will last through Saturday here in the southeast and east central Manitoba, you can see along the western border it does begin to clear. We'll eventually start to get that clearing, maybe not until Sunday. So the next couple of days will be a little bit cloudy, a little bit rainy as well. And then eventually, when that sunshine comes back, temperatures start to rise, and from there it only continues to warm up throughout much of next week. And our art today is all thanks to 9-year-old Area. Very beautiful painting that you've done here, and we'd love to see more of whatever it is that you happen to be working on. Draw, color, paint, get creative. Take a picture of that art and send it to us, winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thousands of Manitoba patients are leaving emergency departments before they're even seen by a doctor. The reason they're walking out? They're waiting too long.
It's not fair to be ill and not be able to get the help that you need when you need it.
The Montreal Economic Institute, a public policy think tank, says it gathered records from provinces and health authorities and found in 2024 there were 456,000 patient visits to Manitoba ERs. Of those, more than 60,000 walked away without receiving treatment, or 13.2%, higher than the national average of 7.8%.
A larger proportion of the population needs health care, as well as struggles, increasing struggles to get access to care, primary care being one of them, and also the shortage of healthcare workers.
In response, Shared Health says a lower wait time team has been working to improve the system. Hundreds of staff and beds have been added, plus new extended hour and minor injury clinics have opened. The research did show the majority of those leaving the ER are considered semi or non-urgent cases. But patients often return to the ER because their symptoms get worse when left untreated. Prime Minister Mark Carney will wrap up his visit to Mexico today after signing a strategic partnership on trade.
We're beginning a new era of elevated cooperation with a comprehensive strategic partnership.
Carney and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum met in Mexico City yesterday, agreeing to deepen trade ties and partner up on building infrastructure like ports, rail lines, and energy corridors. The pact won't affect the current Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade deal, with Carney saying it will complement CUSMA. The deal also includes $9.9 million for UN-led programs on drug control and migrant integration. The move comes as both countries deal with U.S. President Donald Trump's unpredictable trade war ahead of next year's renegotiation of CUSMA. This shop owner has a really cool item that's not for sale, a typewriter signed by Tom Hanks.
People can come down and type on it. That's great. It's not hands-off.
Tom Hanks is known to be a typewriter enthusiast. He stopped by the store a few years ago and talked typewriters with the owner. Before he left, Hanks promised to send along a signed machine from his collection. Both sides forgot about it until recently when the store owner reached out to Hanks for another matter, sparking both of their memories. Hanks made good on his promise, quickly sending one along. It's now front and center of the shop with an open invite for people to try it out. And here's a look at what's happening in traffic along Osborne Street. Things have slightly picked up over here, but overall moving quite well. If you have any traffic tips or updates to share with us, please text them at 10400.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
Let's go down to Ainsley McPhail. We are so excited about the Winnipeg Jets' upcoming season. They played so well last year. And what do you got for us?
Well, Rochelle, we see the folks on the ice, but there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes into the whole production and beyond that you might not see. And award-winning, no less, Tyler Esquivel joins us now, and Mom's watching. Tyler, you did such a great job this season. Tell us about this award.
Yeah, so this is the Stanley Award. It was awarded to us for Best Social Media Team in the NHL this year. So a lot went into it. It's a huge group. Just a quick shout out for everybody. We got Annie, Adam, Prash, Hunter, Carter, Luke, Cameron, and Paul, Jamie, Mitch, and Sarah. So it's a really big crew that everybody should be super proud of what we won here. So really really exciting to have won this.
That is a really big crew. Wow, how impressive. When it comes to what goes into it and all those bodies, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, it's a lot of different things, right? Obviously, social media, number one, and then we've got our video team of 3. We've got our website, which is all full of written content. So lots to do. I will give a few stats here to kind of put into context how we ended up winning this. So this past season was 383 million impressions. So to put that into a larger thought, it's 518 times our city's population. So that's how many impressions we had. And then video views was 140 million. So that equaled 52 years watching our content. That's what our fans were consuming. So it was a busy year on and off the ice. And yeah, super proud of this award.
My brain just exploded.
I memorized all of those as I was walking over here.
I was trying to memorize the names and how many staff members you guys had. What's next?
So for this season, we've got a lot of different things coming up. Obviously, our behind-the-scenes documentary series, Runway, is coming. Our premium interview series, Home Ice, we already have dropped 2 episodes featuring Jonathan Taves. We do bi-monthly podcasts, daily podcasts, and then just the stuff that you see on Twitter and Instagram, TikTok. As the season rolls along, we stay busy there. And then just a bunch of different things. On Tuesday, we did our production day. So that allowed us to have 15 minutes with pretty much every player in different settings. So we'll have a bunch. We're out of time.
I'm so sorry. Well, we don't have 552 million years.
Okay.
See you at 8:38.
Thank you, Ainsley. Well, your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand in your pocket. Maybe you want to go on a dream vacation or do some home renovations or maybe even pay off some bills. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is bank. Head to the contest page on ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word bank with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Winnipeg's $20,000 giveaway. Tune in tomorrow for another code word, or tune in Monday for another code word. Good luck. A Nova Scotian snorkeler had a rare encounter over the weekend. As CTV's Jonathan McInnes shows us, there's been a fair bit of horsing around in the Atlantic waters lately.
The look on her face says it all.
I'm still high on life after that trip on Sunday.
After 20 years of snorkeling, Ellie, who goes by Ellie of the North, encountered a first while in the water at Paddy's Head in St. Margaret's Bay.
It was a good couple of hours in the water, and I really still can't believe that we even saw one seahorse, let alone almost a dozen. I couldn't believe it that I kept swimming and there was just another one, and then there's like 2 on one little piece of seagrass, 2 just hanging on it, just floating like a foot below the surface, just right up by my face.
The seahorse's range does include Nova Scotia, but they're more commonly found in shallow tropical water. But with oceans warming and hurricanes stirring up the Atlantic, more and more uncommon creatures are being spotted around here.
It's becoming less rare, I think, with global warming or whatever's going on. They're getting washed up. There's tons of triggerfish this year. I've never seen so many. Usually you see 1 or 2 and you feel lucky, but I've seen over a dozen on several swims. Lots and lots of butterfly fish.
That's why she grabbed her mask and went back out today.
I was very overwhelmed. I'm still overwhelmed. I felt like I had 50 cups of coffee. My heart was pounding, and today I still feel like I've had about 20 cups of coffee. It was hard to sleep. I was so excited, so much adrenaline.
With water temperatures peaking off Nova Scotia in August and September, Ellie plans on exploring what lies beneath as much as possible. Jonathan McInnes, CTV News, Halifax.
All right, we're looking now through the Bath Fitter Live Eye. Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. It's a mild start to the morning. Our temperature is well above seasonal. Sure, there is a lack of sunshine today, and in fact, we're more likely to see precipitation than sun for the next couple of days. But where we begin is well above seasonal. At 15 degrees, we're more than 10 degrees, or we're 10 degrees above what is normal for this time of year, with 5 being that seasonal low. And even southern Manitoba is starting to warm up a little bit. You're sitting in those low teens, but still, again, Compared to what is normal, it's a mild start, and it all has to do with those heavier clouds that have provided a bit of a layer of insulation for us, whereas the lack of clouds in parts of northern Manitoba have made for a chilly start. Like 1 degree in Thompson, you were at 0 earlier on. Now, there are the clear conditions that we can see on the satellite image, and then for the southern half of the province, you're running into clouds, but more than clouds, the precipitation through the southwest, and even starting to make an appearance here in the very southeast corner of the province. 15 as we're sending kids off to school, and by the time they're getting to class, we'll still be holding steady. Up to noontime, we climb only another couple of degrees to then hold steady through the afternoon at the seasonal 17. We'll likely be dealing with the rain by then, and once it begins, it'll continue overnight and through tomorrow. The next couple of days, seasonal temperatures expected, but from there, as we're wrapping up the weekend, starting to see a little more sunshine again later into the afternoon on Sunday. Those clouds breaking up and increasing amounts of sunshine with increasing temperatures as we're looking ahead to the coming weekend. We're taking a break right now, but stick around. We'll be coming back with more Your Morning Winnipeg.
It's 8:17. Hollywood is releasing a lot of movies this weekend, with more than 24 new and classic films arriving in theaters. CNN's Rick Damigella has a preview of some of those big screen releases.
Houston, we have a problem. And the problem is so many movies all in one weekend. Hollywood is rolling out more than 24 new and classic movies, with the 30th anniversary re-release of Apollo 13 in IMAX being among them.
Your accent, is it real?
You think I fake an accent?
The most beautiful places make you feel the most alone.
That's a pretty good me, actually. I'm flattered.
New movies bowing on the big screen this weekend include the romantic drama A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey.
In this game, violence is rewarded.
The football horror yarn Him.
He's like a 59-year-old Rudy.
The football drama The Senior.
You ever been involved in any real-life violence? He's gonna get me killed.
The action comedy London Calling.
There's a huge crater where I found it. I think maybe he's base.
And the sci-fi adventure Zeno.
Look, it's Howl's Castle! Where? How?
Also heading to theaters this weekend is a 5-day limited re-release of the anime classic Howl's Moving Castle as part of Studio Ghibli Fest 2025. Sitting through triple features in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
A battleship.
5,000 people with developmental disabilities, autism, and brain injuries get support every day from Saint-Amand. That's why Saint-Amand community members, staff, and families are getting together this weekend for a massive party. It's called Free the Spirit Festival, and it's Saint-Amand's largest fundraiser of the year. Joining us now to tell us more about Free the Spirit Festival is Saint-Amand Foundation's Executive Director, Tanya Douglas. Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, this is a huge community party, isn't it?
It is. We have, around 500 people come down to Saint-Amand, which is at 440 River Road in Saint Vital. And it's not just for the people we support. It's this really beautiful thing where individuals we support, staff members, and actually the entire neighborhood, it's open to the public. Everybody comes down, and there are all kinds of fun activities that are completely free for families to do that day. We have bouncy castles. Ooh. We have, new this year, an aerialist performing, live music, DJ. There's so much going on that it's only 4 hours long, but you can pack a lot of fun things into that.
There's also a walk and a run involved with this too.
Yeah, so that's the main way that we raise money at this event, sponsorship of course, and then there's a 2K walk and a 5K run. People can still participate in both of those, and then people collect pledges to support us through that. On site, there's a barbecue. You can buy hot dogs. There's an artisans market, which is really fun. And also, we have service dogs. We have I can't even name all of these.
Yeah, there's so much happening there. And what's really great is that it goes a long way for Saint-Amand as well, the fundraising. It's your biggest fundraiser. Last year you raised $122,000.
Yeah, and part of that was able to be used to purchase a van for our respite home, and as well as provide for activities for people to get out in the community and live their best life. The foundation pays for all the things that the government doesn't. Our basic health care is covered as being Canadians, which is wonderful. Yeah. But there are things that go into living a good life that are not mobility equipment, transportation, being able to make a house a home. All of those things are things that the foundation supports.
Helping people have independent lives too, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. So describe what that's like.
To have an independent life?
For many of the members, because before it was all under one umbrella center, but now people are living on their own in the community.
Yeah, St. Amant is no longer an institution where people come to live. We actually are all throughout the community. We have over 70 homes throughout Winnipeg and as well as in Brandon. We go into communities as well to support people. We have services all throughout the entire province, and really it is about people getting to make choices with their life, people getting to do the things that they want to do and not have to follow somebody else's schedule, and make all the choices that we would want to make in our lives.
And you're giving families such peace of mind knowing that their loved ones can live the best life that they want to live. So if somebody wants to take part tomorrow, what do they need to know?
Come on down, it's free. We're located in Saint Vital at 440 River Road. If you can't come down, there are, it's rain or shine.
Yes, so it's happening either way.
Yes, we do have some tents set up. If you can't come down, we also have a 50-50, which is the pot's over $9,000 already, and you can get those at freethespiritfestival.ca. And so purchase your ticket or just bring your whole family down and come down and have a great time.
Come down and celebrate the community. All right, well, Tanya, thank you so much for sharing this. And of course, if you do want more information, we have a link on our website. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, it's a mild start to your day with well above seasonal temperatures. Starting out at 15 degrees. We've been sitting here all morning long. 5 degrees is actually a normal low temperature, so we're well above that this morning, and it's all thanks to the extra clouds that just gave us that little bit of insulation, so it didn't exactly cool down in the overnight hours, unlike northern Manitoba, where it certainly did. The winds right now, they're out of the east-northeast, very light, and will stay that way throughout the day today. The pressure is falling, the humidity at 87%, and yes, I mentioned how much cooler it is across northern Manitoba because of the lack of clouds. So Thompson, for example, 1 degree right now. Now, interestingly enough, they'll be soaring up into the high teens. There's plenty of sunshine, although Thompson currently is still dealing with a little bit of fog, but that fog will burn off. The sun will warm you up, and a beautiful, pleasant, above-seasonal day is expected through northeastern Manitoba. Northwestern Manitoba probably still will deal with some extra clouds, and certainly here in the south, we're going to deal with more than clouds. Rain has already started through southwestern Manitoba, and we're likely to see that beginning. Well, it's already begun in the very southeastern corner of the province, but it will eventually be moving into Winnipeg, and once it starts later this morning or midday, it'll then continue overnight through tomorrow as well. A heavier, steadier rain at times. Environment Canada is warning of 10 to possibly 15 millimeters over the course of the next couple of days. So soggy conditions as we're rolling on into the weekend, but sunshine as we're wrapping up the weekend on Sunday. It was foggy the other morning out in Matlock where Brenda took this picture. A stunning photo though, and thanks for sharing this. Keep the pictures coming please to Winnipeg Weather at CTV.ca.
Weather is brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful. Our new Hunter Douglas showroom is at 900 Lorimer.
If you have a dog, want a dog, or feel like you want to support a canine you don't know, Barkfest is the ultimate dog party. Joining us now to tell us more about Barkfest are Sherry Rubonham and Yoko Chapman. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now tell us what Barkfest is exactly.
Oh gosh, Barkfest is everything. If you love dogs, even if you have dogs, even if you don't have dogs, it's a place to come just to celebrate these amazing creatures. Basically, it's an indoor market with activities and an outdoor festival all in one. And dogs are such an important part of people's lives, and we're so excited to give people a chance to celebrate how amazing dogs are.
Now, are dogs welcome?
Dogs are absolutely welcome. We want you to bring your dogs. Dogs are free admission, so bring your dogs. There's so many fun activities for humans and dogs to do at Barkfest.
Oh, well, that sounds perfect. Now, the event is raising money for animal rescue groups. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have 3 rescue groups that we're supporting with some of the profits that we gain from some of the various assets or features and entertainment. So we have Manitoba Mutts, Manitoba Underdogs, and Canine Advocacy. And then we also have a section on one whole side of the venue that is dedicated to animal advocacy groups. So we have over 20 different groups that will be able to come and talk to all of the attendees and just tell them about adoption resources and ways that they can help support all the rescue groups.
What makes a dog so special?
Oh gosh, there's just that unconditional love. There's something about coming home at the end of the day and they're just so excited to see you, and they just make people happy. It's been proven. Therapy, dogs are therapy. They are just happy.
Yeah, and they add such a different mood to an event. As soon as dogs show up, everyone is relaxed and happy, and it just takes a completely different tone when the dogs actually take part.
What do you want dog owners to know about why this is the place for them to check out?
Oh gosh, there's so many things to find out. We have over 100 vendors in the Barkfest market that's inside Exhibition Place. So they can find out about, we have a vet strategy group, so they can find out all their health questions. We've got a dog spa where they can get nail trims. We've just so many vendors with cool products, clothing, accessories, food, learning about nutrition. So if you've had questions about your dog, you can come here and you're going to find out.
What do you want people to know about where and when this is happening?
It's at Red River Exhibition Park, and it's Saturday and Sunday, and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can get tickets online. If you get them in advance, tickets are cheaper in advance, and you don't have to wait in line, but they are available at the door also. And if you want to spoil your pup, you can get a VIP, very important pup wag bag, we're calling it, and it's got so much cool swag in it. So definitely spoil your pup, and you can get those as well.
Well, it sounds like a blast for you and your dog. Thank you so much, Sherry and Yoko. We appreciate your time today. And of course, if you want more information on Barkfest, we have a link on our website.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing everyone.
Thank you.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
All right, 15 degrees, beautiful way to be kicking off your Friday. I don't even care that the sun ain't shining because it's Friday. The weekend is here. The winds, they're out of the east-northeast, 9 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 87%. Yes, it is mild, well above seasonal with these temperatures 10 degrees above what you would expect this time of year, 5 a normal low. We are dealing with the extra clouds here in Winnipeg, but many places are seeing the rain and it's making its way toward us. Coming up from south of the border, there will be plenty of the wet stuff. For northern Manitoba, it's actually going to be a beautiful, bright and sunny day with temperatures soaring, especially in the northeast. You could be headed up above where we're headed today. High teens expected for northeastern Manitoba. We're not going to see the mercury soaring. In fact, it'll barely budge from 15 degrees to a high of 17, but that's normal for this time of year, so we'll take it. Winds remaining on the lighter side out of the east at about 10 clicks. Once that rain begins, probably later on this morning, it'll hold pretty steady through the afternoon, still overnight, but the extra clouds, again, as that blanket of insulation keeps the mild temperatures around, so only dropping to 14 degrees and back up to 17 for tomorrow. So we're kicking off the weekend with these seasonal temperatures and maybe not a lot of sunshine, but it will make an appearance eventually. By Sunday, the clouds begin to clear, and from there, not just sunshine, but we've got some soaring temperatures up into the mid-20s, and that's where we'll stay for most of next week.
Fire evacuees from Leaf Rapids will soon be going home. According to a post on the town's official social media, the evacuation order will be lifted Monday, September 22nd. The community has been under an evacuation order since July 8th due to wildfire danger. Buses are expected to leave Winnipeg on Monday, arriving in Leaf Rapids Tuesday. Officials say the town center will have a reception area for residents with public health staff on hand to offer advice about spoiled food and how to clean houses. Town officials had hoped to allow residents to return last week, but it had to be pushed back so refrigerators and food could be replaced. Drivers should start to notice gas prices beginning to fall now and in the coming weeks as stations switch over to the winter blend.
The provincial average right now in Manitoba, about 131.6. That's down 4.5 cents a liter from last week. I do think that we could get down into the teens.
That's petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy. He says the price is somewhat dependent on the exchange rate with the American dollar, but he says prices should drop by about 10 cents a liter in the coming weeks and possibly as much as 25 cents by Christmas. This is due to the switch to winter fuel and lower demand as Manitobans tend to drive less when it's cold. A small Quebec town has won big. 14 people are sharing a $50 million prize. And CTV's Geneviève Beauchemin traveled to meet the winners.
Bonne-Espérance is a postcard pretty small fishing village that hit the jackpot. And marking a first in its history, L'Auto-Québec chartered a small plane and invited journalists, big checks in hand. Just about all of the village's 500 souls gathered to celebrate the $50 million win.
Not in a million years.
A moment, as the mayor said, that will mark the history of Bonne-Espérance. It's at St. Paul's General Store, a few kilometers away, that the ticket to the good life, well, to 14 good lives, was sold. The retailer gets a commission. That's this check. And Della Spingle, who owns the store with her husband, is also among winners.
Oh, there was lots of screaming and yelling and yahoo.
The group organized by the General Store has been together for nearly 20 years, winning very little over the years. And so there was a lot of disbelief when a chain of calls started to reach the winners. And as one might expect, news spread fast.
I was just completely frozen. I was shaking.
The winners began to gather at the General Store.
Between 14 of you, you won $50 million.
Oh my God!
It's 3.5 million each.
That's Carolyn Sims with 11 children to spoil, who still can't believe there's a check to her name that size.
It's hard to imagine. It's emotional.
It changes your life.
For the good.
Then there's Loretta Cabot Griffin.
They retired from the fish plant.
4 winners live on the same street. They've now dubbed it Millionaires Row. And so, as they say, winning the lottery won't change the world, but it is certainly transforming Bonne-Espérance. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Bonne-Espérance, Quebec.
Let's take a look now at the current traffic situation along Kenniston Boulevard. It looks like things are moving well over here. No issues to tell you about at this point. If you see anything out there, text us at 10400. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.39. The provincial average is lower at $1.31. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.30. And the lowest price in the city is $1.24. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
For a question of the day, we wanted to know, where's the best fall supper in Manitoba? Michelle says the best fall supper is in Gardenton, Manitoba. No one goes away hungry, I believe it. Marlene says St. Malo made a nice fall supper once with stew, bannock, and pie. Helen says it's at her house, turkey and all the trimmings and homemade pumpkin pie. Melissa says the best fall supper is in Westbourne. Just so much variety, including homemade cabbage rolls, great variety of desserts, plum pudding. Sounds delicious. Jeff recommends the Pansy Fall Supper. Jackie is a fan of the Wawanisa Fall Supper for their smoked brisket. Susan says the best is Shellmouth. My favorite is in LaSalle. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for your responses. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live this morning with the Winnipeg Jets and their FanFest, which of course is happening tomorrow. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. Hearing about all those fall suppers, I'm so hungry. And do you guys have a Jets dog? Darn, no breakfast for me. Madison Cardinal joins us now, and we're actually talking about the kids because they've got a brand new initiative. So tell us all about it, Madison.
Yeah, so we're happy to announce that today we're launching our Jets Kids Club. So this is a new initiative. We have been seeing more kids than ever at Jets and Moose games, so we wanted to create a program that's specific for them, that makes them feel special, unique, and just something really exciting for them to look forward to throughout the season.
You brought something with you.
Yes, so the Jets Kids Club has 2 different membership tiers. We have a rookie, which is completely free, and then we have a paid, which is called our All-Star membership, and that comes with this swag bag here. So it comes with a backpack, a hockey stick, a mini stick, a fleece blanket, a lanyard, shoe charms. So that's all for $50. For both memberships, you get a welcome letter, a subscription to our quarterly e-newsletter, discounts for youth programming at Hockey for All Center, and yeah, access to educational worksheets and coloring pages. So it's really cool.
It sounds like a lot, and it really builds community within the kids group.
Yeah, I think so. So, like, for people like myself, we can build community with the Jets and Moose by accessing social media, going on websites, but kids 12 and under, who the Kids Club is specifically for, sometimes don't have access to those platforms. So we wanted to create something that is a little bit more tailored to them, and that's something that they can access and look forward to.
Yeah. Super exciting. Anything else that you want people to know about this community? Like, when people become a Jets fan, you don't become a Jets fan, generally speaking, in your adult age. It happens very young. You're building fans for the future.
Yeah, for sure. I know for myself, when I was younger, I'd go to Moose games all the time, and still to this day, I have a special place in my heart for the Moose. So, you know, when you attend those Jets and Moose games, you build memories, you look back on them, and you just create a kind of a lifelong connection to that brand. So we wanted to create something that kind of adds on to that and is an extra step.
Yeah, Winnipeg Jets FanFest is happening all weekend long, and it is sold out, I'm sorry to tell you. But this is a brand new initiative, so if you've got a kid at home who loves the Winnipeg Jets, might be something you'll be interested in.
Oh, I'm sure they will be. Thank you, Ainsley. Have a great weekend. Let's go out to the rooftop now. We know there's going to be rain this weekend. When is it expected to start, Terry?
Soon. I can smell it. You know that smell of rain? I'm starting to notice that. And when I've been watching the satellite image, I've been seeing the rain starting to move into parts of southeastern Manitoba, whereas earlier this morning it was only the southwest that was seeing that activity. And now things have started to change. 15 degrees, so no change there. Our temperature has been holding steady all morning long, but we're well above seasonal. A normal low would be 5, so kicking off the morning 10 degrees above what you would expect for this time of year. And the winds have been on the lighter side out of the east-northeast right now, just 9 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling. Humidity sitting at 87%. The heavier clouds, no change there. And eventually the only change that we're likely to see here throughout southern Manitoba will be the start of the rain. It'll then, once it begins, probably later this morning, continue through midday into the evening, overnight, and still for Saturday. Another soggy one, at least for us on the eastern side of the province. Areas along the western border might start to see some clearing by tomorrow afternoon, although I should mention that northeastern Manitoba will just be soaking up the sunshine today. And with that sunshine, soaring temperatures headed up into the high teens today, even though it's been a cool start in Thompson. At 1 degree right now, 19 is where you're headed this afternoon. 17 is where we're headed this afternoon here in Winnipeg and much of southern Manitoba. That is bang on what is normal for this time of year. For us, the warm-up will come as we're wrapping up the weekend. We're not wrapping things up yet, but we are taking a break. We'll see you soon with more Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
This next story proves good things come in small packages. CTV's Hafsa Arif takes us inside a Halifax gallery that's opening tiny doors to big imaginations.
It feels like you could walk right in, a doctor's office, a church, even the steps to a neighbor's home. But these scenes are small, intricate, and made to fit in the palm of your hand.
It really is it's a collaborative work between Nikki DiMaggio, who's a photographer, and myself. It's really a display of fairy doors, and then the miniatures kind of go with it.
Jennifer Eames is the architect, inspired by her childhood basement, a church pew, and even teddy bear picnics. Every setting tells a story.
This is the very first time I've been showcased. I was thrilled when they accepted my proposal. People have been so kind and so generous with their feedback.
Inspiration comes from all sorts of places. A family teapot, a piece of music, or a memory of home growing up.
We had a ping pong table. These are all the albums that I loved listening to. So there's everything from the Monkees to Cat Stevens to
There are other pieces too, which became deeply personal.
The doctor's office ended up being quite therapeutic for me because I had started to make it just as I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So sitting in rooms waiting for doctors and specialists to come in, I had something to do. I looked around the room and go, oh, there's a glove dispenser on the wall. How am I going to make that in miniature?
Each display can take days or weeks to complete. Eames says it all comes down to details.
To me, I want them to be as realistic as possible. Even though some of them are whimsical, like the teddy bear's picnic, I still want the sandwich to look like a sandwich or the bag of chips to look like a bag of chips.
She hopes her exhibit serves as a reminder that magic can be found in the smallest of places. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Dartmouth.
If you want to plant or transplant a tree, fall is a good time of year to do it. But there are things you need to do to ensure that tree has a chance to thrive and survive throughout the winter. Joining us now are arborists Simon Peacock and Jan McCark. Good morning to both of you.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you are arborists, so you know everything there is to know about trees. Why is the fall time a good time to either plant a new tree or move one from one spot in your yard to another?
Fall might be a good time because the trees are starting to harden for the winter, which means they're going into dormancy. It's sort of like hibernation.
Okay.
And they're building up all kinds of compounds that help them resist the cold.
Okay, so this is a good time even now because why is that? What's happening in the environment that tells the tree this is the time to start going into dormancy?
So air temperatures are starting to decrease. At some point, soil temperatures will start to as well, and also the light changes, and that gives trees a cue in order to start going into dormancy, and then their leaves start changing color and stuff like that, and that's all like part of the storage process.
So you could do this with either an existing tree on your property, you could move it at this time, or you can buy a new tree and this is a good time to plant it. What is it that you should do to prepare the ground before you even put that tree in that hole?
First off, a lot of the times a tree, you need to prepare the root ball when it comes from a nursery. Sometimes it's a little too deep due to like production constraints, so you need to like expose the root flare. So that's where the trunk goes to the roots, and you need to like expose some of the fibrous and feeder roots so that they can grow freely through the planting hole. And then for the planting hole itself, you want it to be the exact depth of the root ball that you've prepared, and then 2 to 3 times wider than the.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so and that allows for the roots to go into like more loose soil, and then you want to infill only with the native soil, not with any potted soil or special soil.
So you want to use the soil that you had just dug up.
It needs to get used to that soil, or else it's just going to keep circling around in the hole.
Okay, so then did you put in a stick to give it support during those winter months when that snow is flying? Do you
if necessary?
Water it a lot?
It depends on where you're planting, what kind of tree you're planting. If you want to stake it, if it's unstable, if the root ball falls apart, if it's in like a really wide open area with a lot of wind, then you want to support it, but you want to avoid doing that if you can, so the tree can anchor itself properly and grow with a proper taper. You don't want it dependent on a stake. And so, if you do install a stake, you want to take it off after 2 full growing seasons.
So this is a common mistake people make.
Yeah.
If this is overwhelming, people are watching this and they're like, what are you talking about? You're actually giving tips this weekend on how people can do this properly, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, this Sunday in Westmount Park in Windsor Park, we're partnering with the Windsor Park Residents Association. We're hosting a tree planting demonstration where Green Drop is donating a tree to the park, and we're going to be planting it and giving a demonstration on how to do exactly what we were just talking about, how to prepare the hole in the tree. And then we're also raffling off 2 fully grown, like 8-foot, 10-gallon trees to anyone who attends. And the Windsor Park group is going to be there too with some fun stuff. So it's going to be a fun event.
So if someone wants advice or they want to ask you guys, the experts, on how to do it right, you're also going to be there to answer some questions, right?
Come on by, yeah.
Okay, well that sounds like a perfect way to transplant a tree. If you don't want to do it on your own, you want the advice from the experts. Thank you guys for sharing this with us. And if you want more information, you're welcome. If you want more info, we do have a link on our website.
All right, we're still dealing with some heavier clouds. I was saying when I was up on the rooftop about 10 minutes ago that I can smell the rain as it's getting closer, moving into the area. Didn't need the umbrella yet, though. Not yet. East-northeast winds are on the lighter side, just 9 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 87%. And light enough winds that umbrellas might actually be useful today because, of course, there will be the rain. But sometimes when we're dealing with rain and winds, you're wrestling with that umbrella. It's flipping inside out and it's not a practical tool. Whereas today, I think you can actually make the most of it. There's some rain through the southwest. We've been watching that all morning long and now starting to move into the southeast and a little closer to Winnipeg. Further into northern Manitoba, it's going to be a beautiful and sunny day. High teens expected, well above normal. Thompson did have some fog earlier. Now it looks like some clouds, but even those will likely clear. Some places will see a little more sunshine than others, and as a result, a little more warmth than others. Moving through southern Manitoba, it might be just slightly below seasonal, with 17 degrees being normal for this time of year. So southwestern Manitoba might be just shy of that. We're still likely to reach those seasonal temperatures, but the rain will settle in about midday, continuing overnight and through tomorrow. So it will be a soggy start to the weekend in some places through northwestern Ontario as well. With seasonal temperatures, though, for today and tomorrow, and then the sunshine comes out as we're wrapping up the weekend. From there, it sticks around well into next week, and those temperatures will be rising. It's going to be a warm start to fall. Taking a break right now, but stick around. We'll be back in just a moment with more Your Morning.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
We're going to send you off into the weekend, but first, how about some fun and cute video like the cutest girl in the room? This puppy knows it. Yeah, well, her brothers run around in the background trying to yank each other's dog shirts off. This sweet pup is the only girl in the whole litter, and all she wants is pets and cuddles.
Okay, so clearly there's the smart one, right?
Look at them go in the background. That's funny. And some jobs are more dangerous than others, but landscaping seems pretty safe, unless you're in Australia.
What was it?
This is George, a landscaper in Australia facing a major job hazard down under. A bird chirps and swoops over his head as he fights for his life. George eventually decides to pick up his wheelbarrow and put it over his head as a shield from the bird.
I like how his co-workers are just like sitting back and laughing, probably sheltered in a work vehicle somewhere.
Absolutely. Look at it, still going for him though. He's probably close to the nest
nearby, for sure.
Well, it's sometimes nice to dress up for dinner. Look at her, these two girls all dressed up for a night out, complete with a bow, a bag, and a cape. You might think she's headed somewhere fancy, but the caption notes she's going to a pizza place for pasta with butter.
Love it.
Keeping it simple. Wearing her little heels. You see those bling bling heels? She looks great. That does it for us. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday.